We are live, everybody.
Are we actually? What?
We're going. It's going. We're
It's
going.
live?
Hey
We're
guys!
live.
Hey, everybody.
Well, we're not live
What?
on Twitch. We're just live.
Hi,
we're,
my name
it's
is
hot.
Patrick.
The mic's hot. The mic's
So
hot.
it's not live. It's
no,
like
we're never live.
Okay, because we
Okay.
use Streamlabs, and you told me we're live.
This is OBS.
same difference.
No,
Hey, and
actually, they
welcome
got
back
sued.
to the
Really?
McDonCast,
Yeah,
the
guys.
#1 podcast. I forgot the intro.
The
funnest podcast in town.
So-
town, the only podcast
Yeah.
around.
My name
The
is
I was
Patrick.
right and Tucker was wrong show.
So, for our for our audio listeners, Patrick is back.
No, he's not.
He's here.
He's in the room.
I'm
And-
physically here, so it's gonna be a lot more engaging for me.
Let's go.
And for all of our audience members, we're recording this about 3 hours past when we normally do.
I had to see Doctor Strange.
It's very late at night.
I had to see.
and
the
I'm
first time.
tired, and I'm gonna be kind of hazy for this episode.
It's okay.
Yep.
I'm fired up.
It's okay, because that way you'll not be wrong anymore like you were last
If
episode.
anything, I'll be more wrong.
Tucker usually goes to bed at about
By the way, if
7
you don't know
o'clock.
what I'm talking
He's an
about,
old
we had
man.
an hour-long argument about
Yeah.
Moon Knight last episode, and it turns out Tucker was wrong.
And it continued after the show.
Sam is
and
very
it was
proud.
horrible.
Anyways,
Sam,
let's give a brief
let's.
run-through.
I mean, at least now that I'm here, I can be right, and everyone else can be
that's
wrong.
right. Well, Patrick, I know what you missed most of all was gaming news.
Gaming
Your
news,
favorite
my favorite
segment of the
segment.
show.
Let's give a brief rundown of what we
Oh,
got
right.
planned
Patrick
for you
hates
guys this
Star
week. We've
Wars.
got
He loves
Gotham
gaming
Knights news. We got Nintendo news. We got Obi-Wan news. We got Cobra Kai news. We got Don't Worry Darling news. We got DC news. We got some other things. John Watts is doing a thing. We got
Well,
Lindsay
he's not
Beer doing
doing
a
a
thing.
thing.
We got all people. Apple's even doing a thing. So many things, guys.
And we're talking about Doctor Strange.
Apple's kind of like in a mega funny moment right now. Not
Well,
gonna lie.
All right, we'll get to that. Anyways, guys.
Let's start off
let's
with
get
the
going.
Gotham Knights. They released a gameplay demo of the characters Nightwing and Red Hood. It was about 8 minutes long.
Yeah, and Red Hood can fly now.
Yeah.
They
'Cause
fly
he's,
now?
Like,
They
resurrected.
fly now.
So along with the trailer, they also announced that the PS4 and Xbox One versions of the game just canceled,
Gone.
thrown out in the bin.
Which, not surprising.
4 months before release, 5 months before release, after
Which
multiple
means
years
that
of
they
development.
just couldn't get them to work.
No,
No
which
matter
means
what
they couldn't
did.
get them to work.
And they were just like, guys, just forget it. Just
Yeah,
cancel it.
throw them out.
Maybe it worked, and then they realized, oh wait, this is not as good as
Which
we
is
imagined.
Rather
weird.
have a kind of good game on major consoles rather than a really bad game on old consoles and a kind of good game on new consoles.
So okay, for a couple notes from the trailer. One, what are the ability? What is up with the characters' abilities in this
the
game?
only clip I saw was the one where Red
Nightwing
Hood
has
was
a
flying.
Fortnite glider that he like pulls out of his pants.
That's just like Batman would have
Like
wanted.
he just has it with him. Red Hood can just like walk on air
Yeah, so,
inexplicably. I don't know
Red
what that's
Hood,
about.
According to the one TikTok I've seen about this, apparently was resurrected by some sort of order of assassin wizards and now has magic abilities.
That's so stupid.
AKA, he now has BS reason to fly.
And then they announced when the game was originally announced that Tim Drake could teleport.
You know, like he does.
no,
Tim
like-
Drake, for context, is Robin. You know,
normal man.
Batman's friend who wears tiny pants and sort of slowly rappels up
teleports.
buildings.
and teleports.
And apparently now is
Yeah.
also
No.
able to teleport
But
like
I was
Doctor Strange.
I was watching the actual gameplay, and there was a combat encounter because that's what most of the superhero games are, is
Yeah.
combat. But I was watching it, and it looks like they've just like heavily reskinned the Arkham combat. Like they've done a lot to like try to make you think it's different, but it's very obviously the same thing. And then like each character just has one additional thing they do other than traditional counters and punching.
Yeah, so
Like it's just the whole flip around punch counter, like it's all of that. And then just like if you're Red Hood, you just also shoot people with guns.
So it's just a standard 3D brawler with each character has one unique power.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Also, the graphics are terrible. The character designs are so. Have you seen
Okay,
Jason
What
Todd?
is wrong with DC video games and character designs? Why do they always look just like weird for like just weird?
It's strange that the Lego ones look the best.
Yeah. Why are the Lego games are consistently the best movie video games, I think. Or like the best other thing tie-in games.
Taking someone's franchise and then
Yeah.
gaming it.
Because everyone knows what a Lego Batman looks like, but like whenever they make a real Batman, he always looks weird.
The Arkham games
Because they try to make it different in
are
some
pretty
way.
heavily stylized, but like most of the character designs are okay.
Well, the Arkham games I think are the only like if you compare it to like Injustice, where like every
Injustice,
character,
I don't know.
every character looks
I don't
like
know
an anime
who works
version
on
of themselves.
Injustice, but they're just like, I know what we should do for the suits, guys. More lights.
It's like if
make
the
it neon.
it's
They're
like if the
making
people from
Injustice
Batman
3.
Ninja just made every character.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't you slander
No.
the good name of Batman Ninja.
The one
A
where he
quality film.
uses a monkey robot to defeat the Joker robot in feudal Japan.
I see no issue with that.
I couldn't. The animation in the movie, I couldn't even tell what was
That
happening.
movie's so bad. Don't
It's
guys don't
so
watch that
weird.
movie.
Everyone, go watch
fantastic.
Batman
Anyway,
watch
Ninja.
it.
I think. Do we have anything else to say about?
Right.
Gotham
No, my
Knights?
only other thing is I was like mildly excited for this, and then I saw this gameplay demo, and I was like,
Now
oh,
you're extra excited for
never mind. I don't
And you
care.
can't-
If it's
play it
on
anyways,
Game Pass,
so-
maybe I'll play it since it'll be.
It
free.
doesn't look like it's worth it. It looks like it's going to be pretty poor.
Alrighty, now on to announcements.
Oh,
EA announces this is so weird to
Our
me,
favorite company.
that they are making a collectible, free to play Lord of the Rings RPG.
What the
What?
game
What
is
on
collectible?
earth does that mean?
Like the game is collectible?
limited numbers of the free edition of the game.
Like
Once 200 people download the app, that's it.
An NFT? Is this an NFT Lord of the Rings?
Is it like
game?
a mobile game?
All they said is that they're making it. We have zero details.
Okay, what if it's like free to play, but then like in-game purchases are like collectible, like
like
you know?
Fortnite with Lord of the Rings?
No.
No, it's like CS:GO.
But it's
like-
an RPG.
No.
Maybe they're like NFTs within the game that you.
You know that
Collect.
Fire Emblem RPG that Nintendo
All the
made?
Fire Emblem games.
The mobile one.
Yeah.
Heroes, I think is what it's
Yeah,
called.
yeah. The only mobile game
Imagine
they still
imagine that, but mixed with like your
So
like,
it's a gacha
mobile
game.
app cryptocurrency.
make. It's just a gotcha game.
But the cryptocurrency is NFTs in the game.
So it's a gotcha game that's also bad for the environment.
Yes, it's a gotcha game that's bad for the environment, and
It's free to play.
not only is it a scam, but there's limited amounts of stuff to buy. Like there's limited amounts of like digital currency.
You know
in
the like
game.
the Funko Pop app where you can virtually collect fake digital Funko Pops? That
Yes.
was made in like 2015.
Of course.
That's this, except for there's also like a crappy RPG attached to it.
I don't think.
Girl,
I-
I got my
I-
collectible RPG.
You want to see my 3D rendering of a Rick and Morty Funko Pop?
Hey, girl, you're gonna love this one, all right?
Look, he's spin around.
Look at that one.
I got Morty too. You want to see Morty?
It's Morty with one eye. They didn't have normal
I
Morty.
think I'm gonna leave now.
No, I express almost zero shock when EA does something weird or stupid because they're EA.
Yeah,
And that's their thing.
I just don't know what this means. Like
There's gotta be more info on it.
No, like I read the thing. It wasn't even like there was no article attached.
It was just like a.
It was
like
this was I copied and pasted their announcement.
That was it.
They said it was a free to play
Let's see this.
collectible RPG.
See, it's their first Lord of the Rings game since 2006 Battle for Middle Earth 2.
See, but that you could surmise just from without them saying it.
The Lord of the Rings Heroes of Middle Earth will feature immersive storytelling, turn-based combat, deep collection systems, and a wide roster of characters from the vast Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit.
So it's a gotcha
Players
game.
battle through iconic stories from the world of Tolkien and take up the fight against the great evils of Middle Earth.
It's a gotcha game.
It's a
You can
gotcha
play
game.
as Frodo.
This is what Tolkien...
This is what
Imagine.
Tolkien died for. He died for this game.
Back in the 30s, he was like, one day, they're going to have a
gonna
gotcha,
turn
gotcha
me-
mobile game.
It's gonna be a free mobile RPG.
I see a future in which every man, woman, and child will collect a JPEG of Frodo.
He actually
And then
knew what
C.S.
in-
Lewis were sitting in a room and they were like, do you think our easily marketable properties will ever be exploited by large corporations
And they
losing
went,
all their original meaning? And Tolkien was like,
You
no.
goofball.
Tolkien actually knew what
Not without
iPhones.
compensation for my estate.
He knew that
As long
iPhones were
as
gonna
they-
exist.
As long as they pay my great-great-nephew.
Alrighty, next up. Okay, this one's kind of big actually. Square Enix sells Crystal Dynamics, Eidos Montreal, Square Enix Montreal, and the Embracer.
No, they're
Group.
selling it to the
the Embracer. Embracer Group for $300 million. The purchase includes all of these studios' IPs, including most notably Tomb Raider
and Deus
Ex.
So, what?
Yeah, so that's probably bad.
So the company was mainly motivated to do this after the underwhelming performance of Marvel's Avengers and Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy.
But they were low on funds.
Those were both
think-
Crystal Dynamics and Eidos Montreal.
I think
games.
Square Enix is about to go under completely.
No, they're fine.
No, because look, we had what was that game we couldn't remember last time?
Bravely Default.
No, the new
Final
one, the one that
Fantasy.
just came out. Something Fallen. It's their new MMORPG.
Is it a Switch game?
No, it's
No,
on
like
Steam.
Fallen
It's something Fallen. It's like Greek themed.
Okay.
There's that game that we literally can't remember the name of.
That's how you know it's quality.
There was Balan Wonderworld,
Right, of course. Number one world.
Marvel's
number one
The
game.
Avengers,
Yep.
and Kingdom Hearts 3, and Final Fantasy. Two of those games are okay.
Babylon's
One of them
Fall.
people actually like. The other three have been critically panned and absolutely detrimental
So-
to their bottom line.
Oh, they
So
also made
Marvel's
Forspoken, which just everyone immediately forgot about.
Didn't
after
even
it was
list that
announced.
one because
So-
I didn't know it existed.
Yep,
Marvel's
nope.
Avengers
It, like,
and
just came out.
Guardians of the Galaxy lost a combined $200 million.
Yeah,
So-
it's not good.
The general consensus was Marvel's Avengers, terrible crap, the worst type of game, just absolute trash.
Yep,
Like $7 on
it's bad.
clearance.
It's a bad
And then
game.
Guardians of the Galaxy, the reception was actually pretty good game.
But everyone hated the
But
Avengers.
the Avengers
so
game was
much.
so bad, it ruined everyone's image of their Marvel games that game didn't sell
Yeah.
well. And so that game underperformed because the Avengers game did so poorly.
Like
Which,
when you go
duh.
to watch a Sony movie
And I own both of them.
and you've played.
One of
I
them.
played the
Neither.
Avengers game for like a couple hours, and it was literally a game. One, you're forced to play as
No, that's it. I think you're good. It
No.
was a game.
You're forced to play as Kamala Khan for like the entire game. Like none of the cool people.
Yeah,
You
for the
have to play
entire
as the
story
stretchy
campaign,
girl.
you have to play as Miss
Guys,
Marvel.
watch
Not-
this.
Not as any of like
None
Not
of the
Thor, not Hulk,
you
not
can
Iron Man.
you get to at certain points, but like it's mostly the stretchy
Okay,
one.
so you're basically wanting to play as like Iron Man for the whole game, and no one's
It's
they
a
won't
game-
let you.
You're like the girl version of Mr. Fantastic.
It's a game where you like run through a corridor and then you get to a big room and there's a million robots and then you just mash square
And
then
she punches
they
the
all blow
robots.
up and then you run through a corridor.
Wow,
It's like
guys,
that.
this is a hard game. Whoa.
Yeah, this isn't surprising to me, and I think we're gonna see PlayStation buy Square Enix here in the next few years.
But Sam, the game's flopping was not the only reason they gave for doing this.
Oh yes.
Square says the deal enables the launch of new businesses by moving forward with investments in fields including blockchain, AI, and the cloud.
So now
They're invested in crypto, baby. They're moving to crypto.
So not only are they going under, producing horrible games, and just generally in a downward spiral, but they've dedicated their next few decades to a technology that is already on the decline.
No, Sam, it's gonna go back up. It's down now, but it'll go back up.
The stocks
That's right. You don't lose money until you sell.
That's true.
Don't lose money till you lose it.
Like that guy who bought like Jack Dorsey's first tweet for $2 million and now can't find anyone willing to just buy it.
the guy
for
who
any
brought-
price.
The guy who bought Tom Brady's final NFL touchdown football, and then like hours later,
He
Tom Brady
unretired.
announced he was coming back.
Yeah.
It's like that guy.
Yeah, exactly. Except for like there's thousands of these guys.
He has his own line of NFTs that are just his signature.
Tom Brady.
Yeah,
That
it's
makes
not
sense.
a scam. It's not.
surprised.
It's not a scam.
Hey guys,
Of
this
course
one's
It's
not.
also not a signature.
this one's a pixelated me, but he's
No,
holding
but,
a
um,
football.
Remember that time when Stan Lee came back from the dead to sell us?
To create a new superhero that could be sold as an NFT. That was very
that
cool.
was super cool of him.
Wow.
Why? Why is this a thing?
Because money.
But it's like it's not even like I don't.
But when they thought of this thing, it was probably money. But now, of course,
Tucker,
a few months
Okay.
later, it's no longer
you don't
money, and they
have
just
the
look stupid.
entrepreneurial mindset.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I'm just not a
And
Sigma male.
we're all gonna feel real stupid when this is a big success.
That's
for them.
right.
This
40
is just
years.
because we don't. It's because we drink regular water. If we only drank sparkling water, then we'd be rich.
If we
you
all invested
didn't
our
drink
money in
sparkling
Yacht
water-
Club NFTs and drank
You,
exclusively
you ever seen
sparkling water.
the videos on TikTok of the babies drinking like the sparkling water like a soda for the first time, and they're like, or like a dog drinking like
No.
okay, never
We
mind.
need to add. Sam, we need to add the sparkling water thing to the karate.
If you
Steve
don't
series.
Yeah, we
drink
do.
sparkling water, what are you doing?
I'll show you guys
What,
the
you
clip
scared
on
of
Twitch.
bubbles?
Okay. Anyway, so moving on with mass corporations' financial earnings, Nintendo had their quarterly
report.
financial report. They reported that the Switch is now shipped over 107.65 million units. That's surpassing the Wii, which, if you don't know, the Wii sold more units than there are people alive. That thing didn't stop selling, even though it had about
That
the
thing
power of a stick
sold
of butter.
more than the Wii U, which was
I
the
love
new
the Wii.
version.
Part of this was that the Nintendo Switch has now sold more individual units of the console than the Wii U sold video games total.
That's kind of insane.
That just goes to show how much the Wii U was disliked.
Patrick, when are you gonna buy a Switch?
Patrick, you got to get one of these 175.6 million.
175.6 million.
I mean, 107.
People can't be wrong.
Sorry,
I think they're
107.
doing fine without
0.65.
my business.
I
to
think
be
you
honest.
need a new way to play Fortnite.
Obviously,
and the
that
Switch is that way.
Obviously, that number is combined. The normal Switch, Switch
And
OLED,
the
and
Switch
Switch
Lite.
Lite.
But then the Wii number also combines the Wii and the Wii without Wi-Fi and the Wii with the Wi-Fi
Yeah.
and all the other versions of the Wii that existed.
So overall, numbers were down from last year by 20% in terms of like frequency of sales and total amount.
Which makes sense.
Which makes
That
sense.
Was totally to be
Switch is
expected.
entering its fifth year,
And it was coming off COVID, which was a huge
which was a
boost in
huge
sales
boost for
them.
the and there was not a whole lot of big games.
I gotta say,
on system sellers on Switch.
I
last year.
did play quite a bit of Mario Kart on other people's Switches. Other people's Switches are the best Switches.
Could you imagine how much Mario Kart you could play if you always had a Switch?
But then it wouldn't be as special.
But imagine how much Zelda you could, how much Pokemon you could,
I would
Speaking
play
how
it
much
for-
Smash Bros. You
Sam,
I play it for,
speaking
like,
of
5
all of
minutes.
those games, they also revealed their top 10 best-selling games and the amount of units they've sold.
All right, let's go.
Number one was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe at a whopping 45.3 million units.
To be clear, this game is, I believe,
8 years old.
I believe of the top 10 best-selling games of 2022, I think it was like 8 of them were Nintendo games, and Mario Kart is in the top 5.
Yeah.
That's of 2022.
Patrick, this game came out 8 years ago.
Bro, and it's a fire game. I've played it. It's great.
Mario
So-
Bros. 2.
So Nintendo, make
Number one game.
another
No.
eventually,
No,
please.
this means don't make another
That
one.
means keep selling that one until
Keep
it
selling
declines.
this one that we haven't had to spend money on in 8 years, and it's just going to keep selling like a brand new game
and they're adding
all year
40
long.
new courses to the game.
Yeah, their whole just
Over the next 5 years, they're adding 40 new
So
courses.
at this point, it's just like free money for them. It's
no,
like,
this
okay,
is
here.
printing cash.
Yeah.
Which totally explains their DLC model.
Yeah.
Because that's like, what else are you going to do? They didn't have to do that either. This was going to sell this
Yeah, this would
anyway.
have sold either way.
Number 2 was Animal Crossing New Horizons with 38.64.
Also
So,
makes sense.
For a while there, it looked like it was going to surpass it. And then they've
did
kind of
not
pulled
happen.
apart. Animal Crossing obviously had a huge launch with COVID. That
Everyone was into Animal
Everyone was
Crossing
playing
for a
Animal
good,
Crossing.
Like 20 months there.
But also, of what you can tell from these two number 1 and 2 games is obviously very simple games, very broad appeals to
They're family games.
like every
It's the games that
yeah,
the girls know how to
every
play.
age demographic can play Animal Crossing and Mario
Like
Kart,
Roblox.
which
Yeah,
once
like
again,
Roblox,
I love
Max.
Roblox.
What-
which kind of shows Nintendo's like everyone kind of makes fun of Nintendo for like only making like kids games, but like Call of Duty isn't selling 45.3 million units
Call
per.
of Duty Vanguard is a joke.
Yeah, so
I would say that is a kid's game.
I would argue
Only
that
kids
probably
play it,
more
really.
kids play Call of
Almost
Duty than, play
100%.
than adults
Almost
play
100%.
Mario Kart.
Guys, you
Um,
guys play Call of Duty.
number
Other
3
way
My favorite
around.
game.
You know what
Number
I'm saying.
3 was interesting. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, 28.17 million units.
That makes sense.
Pulled past Breath of the Wild, so that's now number 3. Breath of the Wild dropped to number 4 at 26.5.
Breath of the Wild, by the way, let us remind. Let it actually hold on.
Isn't that game like
two-
fairly old? Like how long
It
is?
turned 5 years old.
Yeah,
a couple months ago.
arguably 3 of these games are launch titles for this,
Yeah,
and they're still
selling.
selling, not just selling, but like top 10 best-selling
Yeah.
Nintendo
That's
games.
because they had bangers right off the bat.
Nintendo only makes bangers,
and, like,
except
these
for
were
when they
also-
sometimes don't.
Most of these were also franchises that like already existed,
So-
predating
Yeah,
the Switch.
let us also remind everyone. Half of these games are also on the Wii U.
Yep. And just a heads up, 3 of the top 10 are Pokemon games, and 4 of the top 15 are Pokemon games.
So yeah, Nintendo
cranking
only be
those
making
out.
bangers.
Because number 5 is Pokemon Sword and Shield at 24.27 million. So all that criticism those games had didn't matter
Yep,
at all.
because they
Still
sold like
sold
crazy.
And I
like
think
crazy.
that's what
They
the studio
outsold
probably
Mario
understood.
Odyssey at number 6, which was 23.5
And
million.
arguably the far better game.
And possibly the best game on the system.
Yeah.
And then Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remake and Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee were number 8 and 9.
Okay, I don't like that the Diamond and Pearl remake is on
They
this.
sold about the
Those
same.
games suck, but
Guys, best game of the year, Mario Bros. 2.
I love
Okay.
Pokemon, but that was the first Pokemon game where I was like, wow, I just really don't like playing this game.
Okay, number 10 is the craziest one on here. The number 10
This
best-selling
This is
Switch
'cause of
game
COVID. This is 100% because of COVID.
is Ring Fit Adventure at 14 million units.
is-
Should have
because of
been
COVID.
Bug Snacks. Bug Snacks was snubbed.
This is 1,000%
that's-
because COVID.
That's crazy. This
Yeah.
is an exercise game.
Yes.
This game sold more
People
than
were feeling
Splatoon 2,
real lazy.
Yeah, and-
Legends Arceus, Luigi's Mansion 3, Super Mario 3D All-Stars, Monster Hunter Rise, Mario Maker 2, Link's Awakening, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, Mario Tennis Aces, Kirby Star Allies,
This beat Monster
and
Hunter
Forgotten
Rise?
Land.
Okay, but
Ring Fit Adventure!
half of those games
This beat
like just
Monster Hunter
came out,
Rise?
number one.
Okay.
And 2, people were locked inside and exercise equipment was nearly impossible to get your hands on.
Here's the thing,
This
let me
makes
tell you.
perfect sense.
Let me tell you.
Monster
So
Hunter
you
Rise?
get your kid a Switch,
Good game.
and
Play Monster Hunter
you're
Rise.
like, Timmy, I will only get you a Switch if you let me use the workout game. And so then it's like, okay, Timmy, time for me to use the Switch. I'm gonna play Ring Fit, whatever not. thing.
Ring Fit Adventure.
I think it's more like, Timmy, you're so fat.
I also
playing
think it's
a
because
Switch all
like,
day.
Ring Fit Adventure is like an exercise game where you genuinely actually have to work out,
And it's a real
actually
video
also
game.
a good game.
Yeah.
Timmy, you're built different. You need to play this game for at least a little
Timmy,
bit.
Timmy, you become morbidly obese. You need to play.
Max, you're wearing
Ring
a
Fit
Chick-fil-A shirt.
No. This is a church.
Look at the sleeve.
They were sponsored by Chick-fil-A.
Can I-
I'm not joking. They were sponsored by Chick-fil-A.
Can I eat the cheese puffs while I do the game
No,
though?
and
It's
I'm
like,
not going to
sure,
read out
sure,
because
Timmy,
it's a
as
list
long
of
as
about
you're
50
getting the
games. I'm not
physical
going to read out all of them.
And
But
Metroid Dread is now the highest selling Metroid game of all time
with
at
2.9 million, which is not a whole lot.
which is not a whole lot,
But that's good for Metroid.
That's how
it's
many
good
views
for
this
Metroid,
episode's
and
gonna
it makes
get.
perfect sense.
The saddest part about that is that Among Us sold 3.2 million units on Switch.
Nobody heard it. To be fair, Among Us is $5, and it was massively popular for a while.
Minecraft
Nobody
sold
heard the-
3.1.
I got the $70
Since nobody heard
Among
the
Us
joke the
Imposter
first
Edition.
time, I'm gonna say the joke again because I said that's how
Go
many
for it.
views this video is gonna get,
No, we all heard the joke, Patrick.
and you just didn't laugh at it.
Yeah, because it wasn't
That's
good.
some
Yeah, they do that to me all the time.
Other interesting
Yeah, I'll say
notes,
something and they just don't respond.
Clubhouse Games sold
Clubhouse
more
Penguin?
than Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity.
Also, doesn't really surprise me. That game was not that good.
1-2 Switch sold more than Kirby Star Allies.
I
Still,
feel
Again,
like
that's
Hyrule
surprising.
Warriors just didn't run well. I feel like if it ran better, I would have had a much.
Yeah. if
No,
it
I
was
think if
running
they
on
just
the
marketed
Switch.
it more, too, it would have been
No,
better.
it had a lot of marketing. It didn't run good.
It didn't run well, and it didn't run well in the
And
marketing.
they
either.
changed the ending of the game that a lot of people were buying the game to see.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway, that's fun. Switch doing insanely well.
yeah. The Nintendo continues to be the Apple of gaming.
And
Where
Pokemon
they sell underpowered hardware. Well, okay,
Yeah.
Apple doesn't really do underpowered hardware anymore, but for a while there they did. Where they sell underpowered hardware and then just make just the most money of everyone there.
Yeah.
because
but-
they're not making money on the Switch. They're
So
making
all of-
money on the game.
Yeah.
Just all of this data is as of March 31st.
Yeah, it just
So
came
none
out.
of this is for April. So realistically, Pokemon Legends is probably higher up. by
Yeah,
now.
Arceus is probably
It's probably
climbed up
above
quite a bit.
Splatoon 2. Probably close to getting. It'll probably break into the top 10.
It's a Pokemon
It'll
game.
probably
it's
kick
a
Ring
Pokemon
Fit out of
game.
there, making 4 of the top 10.
Not only is it a
Pokemon.
Pokemon game, but it's the first ever sequel to Pokemon.
And then we have another Pokemon coming out later this
prequel?
year, which will probably also break.
No,
in.
I said no sequel.
Sam.
This is the first time a Pokemon game has actually been different from the last game.
Yeah, but it's technically a prequel.
So there is potential by the end of the Switch's lifespan that 5 of the top 10 best-selling Switch games are all Pokemon games,
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
which is crazy.
Pokemon has almost always been
It just shows that
Nintendo's
they're immune to
best-selling game.
bad quality
Pokemon
games.
makes more money than every
Everything
single
else.
thing except Star Wars.
No, it makes more money than
Hey
Star
guys,
Wars.
Okay,
I'm
it makes
Jim.
more money than even Star
It is
Wars.
the most valuable franchise
Oh, yeah, Star Wars, I
in
think,
the
is number
entire
2.
world.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
Entire-
work
most
at
valuable
Game
media
Freak.
franchise.
I'm here to make the new Pokemon game. So we slapped this PNG
So I
Pikachu
pooped
on
on
here.
a cartridge and I put it in your Switch. That's awesome. Oh, here's my $70.
Jerry,
I put a different picture on the packaging for the game. It's the same game.
And I just flipped the map upside down. I just wanted to see if you would notice, to be honest.
I thought we could save money if we just sell the game in the GameCube.
How
I thought it'd be
little,
funny if I just spit on you and you paid me.
how little can we change and get away with?
I slapped a PNG of a Charizard on a Google Docs.
No, but that's why I say Arceus is the first ever sequel to Pokemon, because it's the only Pokemon game where the gameplay mechanics have been improved upon since Pokemon Red and Blue on
Then
the
like the 4
Game Boy.
options.
Too bad the
tackle,
graphics were
attack.
absolutely garbage.
Well, no, all the combat mechanics are for more or less the same, but there's actual more. Like you have to throw Pokeballs at Pokemon,
It feels like
Oh,
you're
you
in
don't
Pokemon.
just hit throw and it does it?
and like you can catch them without battling them if you just like hit them in the right spot. Like there's a lot of stuff in the game. Just play
Yeah,
it.
So they kind of like added some of like the Pokemon. Like
So-
you
They
know,
made it like
Pokemon
the
Go,
show.
you go-
So Patrick,
Oh.
they changed it so it's now plays more like a real video game that wasn't made in
Basically,
1996.
when you were like 12 and you imagined what the coolest Pokemon game could be, it's like slightly less cool than that, but like almost there.
and
it
this
has
next one
That way-
won't
Will
be.
also almost be there, but not quite.
And you don't have to do the stupid little.
Oh yeah, there's
one,
no
like,
there's
level
no
1
victory
Pokemon.
animations either. You're right in and
Okay,
out.
so, and they're gonna ride this for 30 years.
Oh yeah, this new formula.
It's a bang. Okay,
That's
but
gonna-
it's a banger formula though. It's better than the old formula.
We're gonna be playing this same type of Pokemon game when all video game consoles are just like computer chips.
This is
that you
like when
plant in your
Coke went from
brains.
Coke 2 back to regular Coke.
Yeah.
When
Except
we
for Coke 2 was the original Coke.
When
Yeah,
we-
but we're ignoring that.
when we got our Elon Musk pig brain implants, we're gonna be playing Pokemon the same way.
When Elon Musk buys Nintendo and implants the Pokemon GameCube chip.
Can't
into
wait
all
till
their
he
brains.
buys Nintendo and then makes them make playing
Do you
cards
remember
again.
those like little? I don't remember what they call it. It was like a pokey. I don't know. It was like a tracked your like steps and stuff.
Oh, a
for
Tamagotchi, but
Pokemon
the
Go.
Pikachu one?
No, it
No,
was
no,
shaped
he's
like
talking
a
about the thing you
Pokeball.
have.
It,
Oh,
like,
the Pokemon Go one.
Yeah.
no, it
didn't
wasn't a
track your steps.
it predated that quite a bit.
Yeah, that was the Tamagotchi one.
It didn't. It was like a Pokeball,
Yeah, and it counted your
It was
steps.
probably just a
Okay.
Pokeball shaped Tamagotchi.
and you could play like you could like feed your
Yeah,
whatever.
that was a
That's a
Tamagotchi.
Tamagotchi.
But it was a collab with
Okay.
Pokemon.
Shh. Anyways. Yeah. Okay. That's all I
You
have.
guys know like the computer, but it's not. It's not like a
All right,
computer. It's
what's-
like a computer.
is that it for gaming
It's called like a
news?
Pokewalker.
Yeah,
or something.
Yeah, that's all I put in. Nothing else
Alrighty, on to
happened. No.
TV news. We've got crazy news today. We got
Oh my
Obi-Wan
gosh.
Kenobi trailer number 2. The helicopter lightsabers are back at it again.
That's what
Going
we all
insano style
wanted.
tonight, baby.
That's my favorite part.
Because a plasma blade can make
Because
you fall
that
slower.
would definitely work. It's the Force, Patrick. That's why it works. It's the Force.
Oh, Patrick, by the way, in the new Lego Star Wars game, you know how when you're a kid, you think, if I'm a Jedi and I stand on a platform, and my Jedi friend also stands on a platform, can we both lift each other's platforms and fly
Yes.
around? You can do that.
Yes.
You can lift each other's platforms and fly
'Cause,
around.
I mean, that just makes sense.
It's difficult, but you can do it. That's just a funny thing. Anyways, yeah, Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer 2.
It was pretty dope. I saw
It
it.
looks pretty cool. I can't wait to see a Star
pretty
Wars show that
hyped.
is good. Boba
I
Fett
just-
was not that good.
I just want to see Ewan McGregor back and just like doing the Obi-Wan thing.
The only good part of Boba Fett was when it was Mandalorian.
Yeah. And you can tell like this one that like they're going hard when Owen Lars is like, "Oh yeah, you're going to train Luke like you trained his father." You're
This
like,
one has a story.
Ooh.
Like Boba Fett didn't really have its own story.
well, it did. It just was a boring story.
Yeah.
Well, if it was just like.
Boba Fett sits in chair and is nice to people.
No, he was just. I'm the crime lord, but I
You
don't
know,
like crime.
That guy who had to be told by freaking Darth Vader to chill out. Darth Vader was like, "Dude,
Don't disintegrate.
calm down."
I've turned a new leaf. I'm a nice guy now.
I'm so nice.
No.
I will do nothing.
Just from the looks of
I'm
this
gonna
trailer,
save the edgy teens.
I think Twitter's gonna be mad because I don't think he's gonna turn his lightsaber on for probably the first 4
He will not
episodes.
turn it on until the Darth Vader fight.
well,
Yeah.
the thing is because he doesn't want to be like found out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
but idiots don't care.
Did
They
they
just
fix
want him
the
to hit
eyes?
things. No, they didn't.
No, he'll
fix
turn it
anything.
on once in the first episode too.
There's the helicopter.
Because they got to do that thing where the first episode they got to have one big thing happen.
So from the looks of it, my theory on how this is going to play out looks like it's like very obviously what's going to happen. Because okay, here's what I thought was going to be the plot of the show. So Obi-Wan's laying around on Tatooine. He's watching Luke. Luke's like 8 years old now,
Something
and
like
the Jedi famously kidnap children at a very young age to go send them off to the Jedi
Yes,
school.
yes.
Right, just
And
like
Owen's like, no.
So he's gonna go. The show's gonna start. He's gonna go to Owen. He's gonna be like, I think we need to start training him now. And Owen's gonna be like, Nah, you weirdo, go live in a cave.
No,
you
actually,
trained
we're
literally
gonna
the
not do
worst
that.
guy
So
ever.
He's gonna. So then Obi-Wan's gonna go to a cave where he's gonna meditate. He'll have a vision of Qui-Gon. He'll talk to Qui-Gon for a minute. Everyone will be like, Oh my gosh, it's Liam Neeson.
And Qui-Gon will be like, the Jedi made
And
a lot
Liam
of
Neeson will be in a
mistakes.
terrible
Don't
wig
do that again.
that they obviously threw on just the day of. And then he'll be like, Obi-Wan, you gotta do whatever the theme of the show is.
Obi-Wan.
Grief,
This
love, hope.
is
You
pod
have to
racing.
overcome emotional baggage.
Grief,
Obi-Wan.
love, hope, and family. It's one of those.
It's like, hey, bud, you didn't screw up really that bad.
It wasn't your fault,
And then
guys.
Kumail Nanjiani is going to show up. He's going to be playing a Jedi who's in hiding.
That's interesting.
So they haven't announced this. This is just what I think.
Why
Because
would you
Kumail
think...
Nanjiani's in the show, but he's barely in the trailer, and they haven't
What's he
announced who
look
he's
like?
playing.
I don't think he'd be playing a Jedi, though. He's sort of a goofy guy.
Yeah, he's
I think
He's
he's
playing a goofy Jedi.
No, he'll be playing a smuggler. He's going to be the smuggler guy.
Someone's going to
that
show up being a Jedi.
He's going to be the smuggler guy that helps Obi-Wan
Whether
get
or not
around.
it's Kumail Nanjiani, there's going to be some Jedi is going to show up,
Yeah.
which is why the Inquisitors show up on Tatooine, not because Obi-Wan, because this other guy.
Imagine it's Camille
I bet
Nanjiani.
This other guy's going to try to
He's a
fight
Jedi.
him.
No, I bet
They'll
Obi-Wan's
kill
like,
him.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan's like, oh shoot, he's here for me.
Yeah.
But they're actually
But
different.
the twist is they're there for another
Yeah.
guy, and then he'll have the lightsaber fight because the show's
They
gotta
gotta have a
there's
lightsaber
got to be a
fight,
big
yeah.
fight in the first 2 episodes, and
Do you
so
think it'll be a Jedi that we know?
No.
it could be, but like
All the ones we know are dead.
yeah, all the ones
What
all
if
the
one
ones
of
who
the
the
younglings
Shrek could still be alive.
survive?
no, she's been killed like 8
I
times.
kind of want to
No,
see someone
because
new.
the canonical death for her
Is the
originally.
Clone Wars death right now?
Oh wait, did she die in Clone Wars?
Oh, yeah,
she
what if
gets
it's-
stabbed in the back in a vision.
What if it's Samuel
Okay,
L.
but that was
Jackson?
Yoda's vision, and none of that stuff ended up happening, except
he
for like
died.
some parts.
No,
of it.
that's
Most of it didn't.
that's her canonical death.
But
Is the
did he?
vision happened?
But
Yeah.
Ahsoka also died.
She
in that
got
vision.
killed by
So like we don't know if that vision's true.
Anakin.
But like we could, because originally her in canon death before was she was killed by
Star Killer.
Star Killer.
There was
Darth
also
Vader's
2
apprentice.
deleted scenes in Revenge of the Sith where,
Where
she
she
died
died
2
as well.
different ways.
So, but
And she was killed off in a cartoon, I think.
since at current we have no on-screen like live on-screen representations of her being dead, and since that's a Jedi that people vaguely know,
I think
that would be the perfect
But
choice.
whoever going to turn up is going to die at
What if
hand.
it's
it'll
Jocasta
actually
Nu?
be
No, she's dead.
What if it's just
No, remember
a
she
new
escaped.
Jedi?
She dies in the
She dies in a
novelization.
comic book, but that doesn't matter.
and in the video
Comic
game
books and
adaptation.
things don't matter.
She's dead. She's an old lady. No one
I
wants
think
Jocasta.
I think Obi-Wan's gonna like walk into a cave, and the new Jedi is actually gonna be Danny DeVito, and he pops out and he goes, "Hey guys, it's me.
I'm the trash Jedi. I use the Force to throw garbage.
no, but this Jedi's going to show up.
That's a Mel Brooks impression, not a Danny DeVito.
They sound the same.
No, they don't.
This Jedi will be killed by the Inquisitors, and for some reason they'll send like 4 of them for no reason. That Obi-Wan will be like, "Oh shoot, I gotta get out of here." He'll fly to this planet they keep showing in the trailer that's supposed to be like Tokyo. He'll run around. He'll probably get involved with some smuggling, where they'll be like, "Obi-Wan, you gotta do this bad thing," and he'll be like, "But I don't want to do bad things.
he's
I
gonna-
want to live in a hut alone."
He's gonna say hello there.
I honestly, I don't.
He's
think-
gonna say that like 9 different times.
He'll be smoking
honestly,
some
I don't know where they're gonna
sticks.
go with this show yet. Like from what we've seen,
I think
really,
it's
I'm
mostly
not sure
gonna.
where they're gonna do.
I think it's mostly gonna be Obi-Wan wandering around while the Inquisitors.
Well,
are,
yeah, but like,
well,
why is he wandering?
like one
around?
Inquisitor is like following around and being like, "What's this? What's this guy? Who's this
Like
guy?"
I know what's gonna happen, but I don't know why it's gonna happen. I feel like that's way more
We'll
important. than
see
knowing
some
what's
like
gonna happen.
rebellion stuff, like because that's
Because this takes place
probably-
before Rebels, right?
This is 8
Yeah, this is
years, I
definitely
think.
before
Yeah, this is
Rebels.
before Rebels is pretty.
Because he has a
close.
gray beard in Rebels.
Yeah. What if Ahsoka shows up? You think they would do
No.
that?
No, because they're about to do an Ahsoka show.
Yeah, she's.
I
in
feel like we could
Mandalorian,
see
too.
Ahsoka show up one time.
She's
That
not in
feels
so
like
much
something
stuff.
they
But
would do.
She might be
can't be
starting
fighting
the
Vader.
Fulcrum thing. We could see her starting the Fulcrum
Oh,
stuff.
that's true. She could show up.
Yeah, but
'Cause
she's
we-
been
they-
in
we don't-
Mandalorian and
Because she was
Boba Fett,
acting
and
as
she's
Fulcrum
doing her
for
own
quite a
show.
while.
I don't think that makes sense for this show unless they
It
like,
doesn't make sense for
spread
him
it
to be
out.
fighting Darth Vader, but he's gonna do that too.
Yeah. They better do that fight. If that isn't the best, like one of the best fights in all of Star
I'm
Wars,
still
It's gotta
pretty
make the
convinced
one-
It's gonna be a vision.
It's gotta make the one in A New Hope look even worse than Rogue One made it look.
that's fine.
I know, it's
Because
gotta.
that fight is really bad in episode 4.
It was 1977, and
I know.
Alec Guinness was 90 years
Okay,
old.
there were other sword fighting movies that came out in that time. where
Okay,
the
but
sword
none of
fighting
them
was
had a
gooder.
very old man
but if
and
they
a guy in a big clunky suit.
Bro,
just
who couldn't move his
CGI him.
arms.
If
Make
they
him
tap-
Had that in the 70s.
My favorite
Make them
part.
marionette puppets.
Dude, if they tapped the sticks together too hard, they would have fallen
yeah,
like
that
apart.
was the actual
reason.
reason why is the
Oh,
lightsabers
no.
kept
Yeah,
breaking.
you could see them wobbling in the actual movie.
Anyways,
But yeah,
I'm
um,
excited for Obi-Wan.
It's more. It's mostly the trailer was mostly just stuff we've seen in the other one.
And the most
uh,
important thing is he's going to be in Fortnite.
He's on the space bus. I love the space bus.
Space Bus is always cool.
That's my favorite part of
From
every
Lego
Star Wars thing.
From
Um,
Fortnite?
We see the big Inquisitor fortress on the big water planet from
Yeah,
Fallen
he's looking
Order.
for Obi-Wan.
And then at the end of the trailer, it's Darth Vader getting assembled up.
He go.
Which anytime you see Darth Vader in a Star Wars, you're like, oh dang,
I'm
it's
still-
Darth Vader and he's in a Star
I just want to know
Wars!
if Hayden Christensen is doing the voice,
No.
No.
or is it? Because who's it gonna be?
James Earl Jones.
Yeah, why wouldn't it be James Earl Jones?
Because he's like 92.
So he.
Yeah, he also needs money to pay for his meds.
That's true.
He was Mufasa like 2 minutes ago.
That's
so.
true. He just did.
He was Darth Vader like 5 minutes
In
ago.
Rogue One.
Because I think
yeah.
he even did it in Rebels. Too.
Yeah, like it's not hard for him to sit down and
Which makes
do a voice.
But if he's doing it, then why did you get
I'm
Hayden
James
Christensen
Earl
back?
Jones.
because you're not going to put
because
James
in
Earl
his
Jones in the suit. He's
You're
never
gonna-
Well, but is Hayden Christensen gonna be
Yeah,
in the
you're
suit?
gonna see his
Because
face.
why?
because he's the canonical Darth Vader.
Obviously, they're gonna put flashbacks in where it's just
Yes.
him straight
Yeah.
up.
No,
but
no,
like,
I want James Earl Jones in the suit just going.
No,
I
you
wanna
know
see-
like Lando in Rise of
I wanna see him
Skywalker, where he
flashback.
obviously couldn't walk.
I want to see him flash back to that unfinished scene from Clone Wars that like leaked a little while ago, where like it was the one where Ahsoka was like he was like lost in the woods or whatever, and Anakin was like, he wanted to find her, and he's like, what if I failed her? How would you feel if you failed me? And Obi-Wan's like, I'd probably feel pretty bad.
Yeah.
And then it's like, uh-oh.
Episode 1 is mostly gonna be him sitting in a cave being sad.
Yeah.
Like probably the whole thing is him.
90% of the episode is
Yeah.
about him.
Two is when stuff will start to happen. Nothing will really happen until probably episode 4.
Yeah.
We're gonna see Darth Vader in the Bacta tank, and you're gonna see Hayden Christensen's
you'll
see-
face.
Well, this is only 4
also
episodes
speed
long.
up.
No, this is
Or
6.
6? Okay.
It was going to be 4, but when they did a massive rewrite on this, and now it's 6.
Interesting.
Hey, get out
Are
of
you
here.
gonna be making?
Hey, get out of
Wyatt's
here.
making coffee.
Who's this guy? Get out of here.
You guys remember Wyatt
You're not
from
allowed
the
in
first
here.
episode?
And never ever again.
Never
Hey,
again.
boo him. Boo him.
Boo him in your own home.
Anyway.
Anyway, yeah.
All right. Anyways, I think that's it for the Kenobi. I'm excited for Kenobi. I'm excited. I'm waiting for the show.
Remember, so this was supposed to be a movie, and then it was a 4-episode show, and now it's a 6-episode show. And now the creators are doing that thing in interviews where they're like, "Well, if we want to do a season 2, maybe we'll do a season." And I'm just like,
What would you do a season 2 about?
he goes on another wacky adventure.
Still sat in a cave.
and they're still looking for him.
No, just I hope that would be. I just think it'd be really funny if they did like 6 seasons of this, and it just turns out for like that 19 years he was just constantly running back and forth between
On adventures,
Tatooine.
yeah.
He would like go off. He had to like go smuggle weapons, and then he just come back, sit in
Yeah.
his hut for a minute.
What
he
he's
just has to keep going back
he's
and
been
forth.
running an illegal death sticks business. where
He's finally turned.
That's how you know he turned dark, is he just steals death sticks.
Alrighty. Cobra Kai
Season
never
5,
dies.
even though it
apparently.
should.
And we're getting a season 5. I thought season 4 was pretty good.
Season 4 was pretty alright.
I'm honestly excited to see the next
I hope
season.
this is the last one.
I do too.
I think they've
don't
been picked
care
up for
all.
6. I don't know if they have. They shouldn't. This
I
needs
think
to be it.
they were. I thought they already said they were doing.
They're
season
already
6
giving Kreese a redemption arc, and they've replaced him with
the maniacal
the
nutcase.
maniacal ponytail man. So
And they're bringing back the like his arch nemesis from the second movie. He's a good guy now.
they're either giving the ponytail man another redemption arc,
No, I think they're giving him like a reverse redemption arc.
or he's just got to be the main villain.
No, they're giving him like an opposite redemption arc.
because in season 2, 3, and 4, Kreese was the obvious bad guy again,
Yeah,
but now he's good,
or not as bad.
And
at
in
least.
jail.
Yeah,
and so he's not the main villain anymore. Now it's Terry
I think
Silver.
all the good guys and bad guys, because the whole theme of the show is just the bad guy from the last season becomes the good guy in the
Yeah.
next season.
Guys, hear me out. Anti-hero, okay? Basically, ponytail guy.
Basically, Johnny Lawrence starts
like,
killing people.
none of the Cobra Kai people are
I'm
evil,
Morbius.
except for like the squad of nameless bullies who are just there.
Yeah,
Like all of the named characters are good.
except the daughter. I think no, the
The
daughter.
blonde one.
No, the one that the main guy, the only one that has a daughter. The only daughter character. In the show.
What's her Danny's daughter?
Danny's daughter?
Yeah, no, she's still good.
Who's Cobra Kai now? Someone's the boyfriend is Cobra Kai now. The
Oh,
long hair guy, Johnny's kid.
yeah.
Yeah, no, but he's good now because at the end of the season, him and his dad hug and make up.
Well, yeah, but he's still Cobra Kai though.
I mean, he'll be good though.
I think next season they
So-
start using guns all over.
So the only bad characters that are children are the kid from last season they introduced, who's like the little kid from like who was like bullied on the
Oh
bus.
right, yeah.
Yeah, that kid, and then what's her face, blonde girl,
Right, the blonde girl who's like got the sad origin story.
They're doing
Yeah,
the
yeah.
love triangle thing with.
Who they
and
like
then,
tried to do the fake
and,
out prostitute thing.
yeah, I don't know what that
weird.
was. And then Miguel's off in Mexico. Is that
You're
his
right, he
name?
went to go see his dad.
He went to go see his dad. Totally not go film Blue Beetle. He totally won't be in most of the season because he's filming Blue
He'll come
Beetle.
back at the end and do the whoopah.
Yeah, he'll show up.
And it's like his dad was actually also secretly like the best martial artist ever.
But,
and taught him like Mexican karate, and it's like way more powerful than the other karate.
guys, he's El Muerto.
He becomes a muerto. That's a reference to a
oh my gosh.
Spider-Man movie.
This
that's
is a
never gonna
Sony
come out.
property.
They could
They
actually make
could
him El
do it.
Muerto.
No, they could
And
just have
then
El Muerto show up
Morbius shows
and be
up.
like, guys, twist. Cobra Kai, it's in the
And
Spider-Man.
Morbius is actually the doctor for
Terry Silver.
No, the kid. Why would it be Terry
Oh,
Silver?
the guy
as
who was
doctor?
crippled and got healed?
No, the main kid.
Gosh.
There's so
talking
many
about?
characters. I don't even know
The
who's
main one.
The kid that breaks his back.
Yes.
Yes.
He's gonna break his back again, and then
What's
the guy-
this? Ramirez?
Morbius is gonna have to heal him.
Ramirez. That's
Yeah.
his name.
and then
That
Jared
Morbius
Leto
is gonna be
shows
his
up.
doctor.
So we've switched his name.
Jared Leto shows up and he goes, "Hey,
Anyway.
hey, but I'm Dr. Michael."
The point
Morbius."
is that they've run out of characters to be the villain, and so this either is it or you got to end the show.
Yeah.
They're definitely going to find a way to bring Hilary Swank into this. As soon as they bring in Hilary Swank, that's when you know.
Didn't they
you're
bring
done.
her in already?
No, they brought in Elizabeth Shue.
What if she's
Right.
the villain?
Hilary Swank was the next
are they
Karate
getting
Kid
Jaden
when they
Smith?
tried to
Right,
reboot it.
When are
did
they
the
getting
They're
Salt
gonna
Smith.
bring her
God,
in,
they're gonna bring in Jaden Smith.
and then the only other person they could bring in was Jaden Smith. And
He
they're
that's
gonna
like
stop
a
there.
non-canon universe, though.
I mean, it could be
Because
canon.
Mr. Miyagi's a different
I
guy.
But did
hope-
you see the freaking movie though?
No.
I hope
Oh my
every
God, he
single
He doesn't
scene.
even do karate. He does kung fu.
It
and
had
it's still
Justin-
called the Karate Kid.
Bro, the movie had Justin Bieber's "Never Say Never" in it.
I bet it did.
That
I
is
hope-
literally the only thing I
Oh,
remember
and the other
about
thing
the
is,
movie.
I think this comes out in September. I think it's September 9th. Normally they drop these new seasons on New Year's, but they moved this one
I
up.
hope Jaden
Alright.
Smith
That-
is in the
that-
next season.
Oh wait, September 11th is the bad one. Never mind.
Yeah, no, they wouldn't release it on September.
I hope
11th.
every
Unless
single.
you're Nintendo.
unless you're
And
Nintendo.
specifically Advance
And
Wars.
they would release
Advance Wars only releases games on the worst possible dates.
Yeah.
I hope they bring in
orig-
Jaden Smith, and every single scene he's in, he just starts talking about the political and economic state of the world.
Patrick, the original Advance Wars, which was a game about simulated like toy warfare, came out on September 10th, 2001.
And the new one
the
was-
remaster
Well, it got pushed
delayed.
back, but it was gonna come out the same week that the Russian invasion started.
Good timing.
Anyway,
Now they
first
gotta-
look at Sonic Prime Netflix series.
Yeah, this
is
is the-
this
This
is
is
this
like
made by
that
the-
11-second clip.
is
they
this made by the
released.
Sonic Boom people?
No.
Then I don't care. Sonic Boom is genuinely a good show.
Yep. That was actually good. You
Watch
should
Sonic Boom, actually. It's actually
I
funny.
think it's on Hulu or
genuinely
something.
a funny show.
or watch One
This I don't care about.
Piece.
Batwoman canceled after 3 seasons.
Patrick,
No
I
way.
How on
know.
Earth wasn't this canceled after
Okay.
one
Canceled?
season?
Oh my
Wait, guys,
gosh.
I'm genuinely shocked by this announcement.
Oh,
And
do you want me to double up on you? Because Legends of Tomorrow was also canceled after
at
7
the
seasons.
same time,
Oh
This is
my
like a
lordy
day apart.
lord! I am genuinely flabbergasted
golly
by
gosh.
this announcement. I
you're
cannot
telling me
believe this absolute bamboozle done
This
by the
news
C-
is
but
devastating.
Legends of Tomorrow was good until Rip Hunter died, and then it was
So at
it was
the
like,
end of season 1,
yeah, and then
No, he died in season 2.
season
I thought.
2.
After like
I
the
don't
first
know.
episode,
90%
all
sure it
these
was in
shows are
season
terrible.
2. But
No, season 2, the ice guy dies.
No,
Oh.
season 1, the ice guy.
Oh,
dies.
season 2,
So
who
season
dies?
2.
Season 2.
Rip Hunter.
No,
Rip Hunter
season 2 they
dies.
just kill Reverse Flash again. And then season 3 Rip Hunter dies.
Season 3, Rip Hunter dies.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then after that, it's like chaos.
And after that, it was just weird
nonsense
crap.
happens
Because they have
for
the
like 4
like
seasons.
dead revived girl.
I
leading
think
the
I
crew.
watched till the beginning of season 5 or 6.
I watched until the end of season 4 and then I stopped caring.
It literally just became like
There was a season where they added like 15 characters to the cast, and all of them were like original characters they created for the show, and they were all terrible and annoying. And I was like, all right, I'm out.
I mean,
Yeah.
it was just literally going like a new place every week, like costumes and you know whatnot, and nothing happened.
But anyway, so if you're wondering why Batwoman was canceled specifically,
Dude, is anyone really wondering
Okay,
why Batwoman was
but
canceled?
every CW
It
show,
didn't make
no
money.
matter how
It
terrible
has
they are, lasts forever, right? And the reason that
viewers.
is shows like The Flash and Riverdale are really paid for by Netflix.
Because people watch them
Because
a lot on Netflix.
Netflix pays them a lot of money to have those shows on the service.
Yeah.
Because they are watched a lot on Netflix.
The
more
Flash and Riverdale have crazy
viewership on Netflix. And so Netflix pays the CW a lot of money for them.
Mm-hmm.
They use the money they pay them for putting the shows on Netflix
To make more
to
of the show.
finance these shows,
Yeah.
which
And
is
then
why
to
they
make
get renewed.
utter garbage.
And then so because Netflix just keeps paying them cash to keep the shows on there,
They keep making them.
they get to keep making them. However, when Warner Brothers launched HBO Max in 2020, when they were like, all of our new shows are not going to Netflix, they're going to go to our hot new streaming service. Well, the thing about that was now they have to pay for them, and so Batwoman was expensive.
Because so you guys know, Warner Brothers was the majority owner of the CW network.
and obviously owns
And
all
also
the DC
owns
stuff,
HBO Max.
and all the DC properties.
Yeah.
And so they were making Batwoman.
So now they were funneling money to
Yeah.
themselves, which was not profitable.
Yeah, so they were making Batwoman, which wasn't getting the viewership and
Anywhere.
No one was paying for it for a streaming service,
Yeah.
so it was essentially just losing money. So that's why that got canceled after
Also,
two
their
seasons.
lead actress quit after the first season.
Yes,
Good
and they
news.
had
And
to
then
replace
everyone
her.
forgot. No one had any idea what was going on the show.
I
after
watched
that.
the pilot for Batwoman and decided it wasn't for me.
I watched that one episode of The Flash that Batwoman is in and decided that I did not care much for that character.
I stopped watching season 2 of The Flash and decided every CW show is basically garbage.
I still watch The Flash, and that's
Yeah,
it.
The Flash has also gone really, really, really,
I'm
really far off the rails.
I haven't seen like the last 4
Like if
episodes,
the
though.
rails were on Earth, The Flash is like on Pluto. Because he's really far off the
They've been-
rails.
anyway, but Legends of Tomorrow was also canceled, presumably because
It didn't make money.
massive cast turnaround,
Yeah.
which is very expensive, and then also no one watches it.
Yeah, because it's like, even when Legends of Tomorrow started, it was a show that was comprised
Of characters they
members
didn't know
from
what
the
to do.
other CW shows that had either finished their character
Or
arcs
died.
or were dead, and it was like a past version of them.
Yeah. It was a bunch of characters.
Because
they
it
didn't
was
know what to do
basically
with.
the time police, and so if a character dies, you can always just scoop them up.
And it
from
was
slightly
cool
before that.
for 2 seasons.
Yeah, and it was actually not bad when like Hawkman and Hawkgirl and all remember Hawkman and Hawkgirl?
Remember
when they were characters?
Yep. Hawkgirl's still canonically alive and just out there doing something.
Just somewhere out there.
No one's seen her in like 8 years.
Cisco and her were dating.
Yep.
And then weren't.
And then he left the show, and now no one really knows.
And now no one knows what's going on. Remember when Cisco was dating a girl version of himself? What is it with multiverses and characters dating girl versions of themselves? By the way, Doctor Strange canonically marries a girl version of himself.
Nice.
Hi, babe.
That
Hi,
was
babe.
that. We'll talk about Doctor
Hello.
Strange in a
Hello.
little bit, but that's a person.
Sam, do you want to talk about good TV shows?
Yes, let's talk
potentially?
about good shows.
Ahsoka has started filming as of like a day ago,
Let's go.
and the picture they sent out on Twitter
Dave's hat on the Ahsoka chair.
was Dave's hat, and I was like, that better not be Robert Rodriguez's hat.
Because I don't like his hat. His hat's not as good as
that's right.
Dave's
We-
hat.
we should fear if that is Robert Rodriguez's hat.
No,
Yeah.
if any, my guess is Dave Filoni is
They
like
would not post that.
This is
super
Dave's.
hands-on.
This is Dave's favorite
this is
character.
his baby.
This is the first time she's getting her own big
Yeah.
show.
Remember when no one liked Ahsoka because she was an annoying little baby girl?
Yeah, because 14-year-olds are usually annoying.
Yeah, and then she became like
It's almost as
And
if
then
that
she
was the
grew
point.
up and became a normal person like most people do.
It's almost as if that was the whole point.
Exactly.
Yep, and now Cory Booker's wife is getting her own show.
Oh, right. No, they're not married.
No?
They're just dating. And she voted for someone else when he ran for president,
That's kind of weird.
which was super funny.
Anyway.
Anyway, Cory Booker's romantic entanglement is starring in
To
this
use
show.
the words of Jada Smith.
No, but,
Pinkett Smith.
So my guess is we're probably gonna get leaks on who's playing Thrawn. Is Ezra
Yeah.
showing up?
Ezra and
we
Thrawn are
already
gonna
know
be there.
Sabine's showing up.
Sabine, I think, is already cast as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they already cast Sabine. There was Mary Elizabeth Winstead was cast, which some people think she's going to be Hera. So we'll see.
That would
see
be
how-
cool.
This is essentially going to
It's
be
Rebels season 4.
It's going to be Rebels season 5.
This is
Fine,
Dave's
yeah.
passion project. He just wants to see all these characters in real life.
Yeah.
You think
And you know what? More power
Do
to
you think
him.
we're going to see Force Ghost Kanan?
Ooh,
You think
that
Kanan
would be
was
cool.
a Force Ghost?
They'd have to cast him.
I
'Cause
don't
we
know.
know,
They're gonna lose a lot of the
'Cause it's not
Mandalorian
gonna be
audience.
Freddie
we
if
know
they do
that he was able to maintain some of his personal consciousness because he was able to talk.
I don't know. I don't think
He
we'll
was
get
able to
Force
talk to
Ghost.
Rey in episode 9.
Well, everyone got
Then
to
again,
talk
almost
to Rey.
everyone did, which sure that
My
Yeah,
God, that
what was it?
movie. Ooh.
lore does not support that, but whatever.
Sam, everyone gets to be a Force Ghost.
Oh,
Princess
okay.
Leia gets to be a Force Ghost.
Princess-
Yep.
Force
At
Ghost?
the end of that movie, she gets to be a Force Ghost.
I don't remember her being a Force Ghost.
Yeah, her and Luke show up on
she was with
Tatooine.
Luke. Okay, but they're like Anakin's kids, so they just get a pass.
Ray Skywalker.
No, because like the
Remember
chosen
that
one
time
gets
she
a pass.
Mary Poppins herself back into a spaceship that
That was
exploded?
that moment where they were like, "I'm Ray." Ray.
Wouldn't it have been
Ooh.
cooler if she pulled the ship to her?
Ray Skywalker.
That would have been so much cooler.
Yeah, but that would
She was just like,
that would have been too much power.
No, but if you think that scene
but
at the
she's
end
the-
of Rise of Skywalker, where she was like, "I'm Ray Skywalker," that was very akin to the scene that was like, Han Solo.
Solo.
It was like,
Can
Star
these-
Wars is bad at giving their own characters names.
Hey, Lawrence, why can't their names just be like their birth name? Shut up!
I decide.
I decide. They get it from some guy they meet on the
They
street.
meet a random person and then they make up a name, and that's their name forever.
That's right. That's how people work.
Sir, who are
All
you?
right.
I'm
Netflix
blonde, blue,
ad-supported
funky.
tier will likely launch by the end of this year,
Yes.
which is the final note in the saga of Netflix. In my
Star Wars, not Netflix
but
episode
they're adding
9.
Netflix is adding like a Hulu, basically.
Yup.
So spitting in the face of their decades of we don't have ads marketing.
Which means they are going to be.
Dead.
No, every streaming service now will have an ad-supported tier.
I don't think Disney Plus has.
Disney
ads.
Plus is going to launch one this summer.
Okay, but
HBO Max launched one last year. Hulu, obviously.
I would take it.
Peacock is all ads. Paramount Plus has an ad-supported
Netflix is
tier.
running. They're gonna raise the prices again, aren't they?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, they're raising the prices again, and they're eliminating.
they're-
They're cracking down on password sharing
Yeah.
with like geo tags and stuff.
It's because they know that everyone's doing.
That's because they
It's
really
not a
want.
secret.
They just really want to see how fast they can tank their stock.
What do you want to bet that every Netflix employee was like sharing their account with like 10 other people?
Watch Ted
I guarantee
Sarandos
you, the
come out and be
CEO
like,
of
"Yeah, I've been
Netflix
sharing it with my
probably
uncle."
shares his Netflix account with his family members.
Probably. Yeah, I mean, who does?
Sorry, little Timmy. You're gonna have to buy your own Netflix account, okay?
Guys, I want everyone
don't-
in the
I-
family to own their own.
I don't know
account.
how that's
Daddy,
going to work.
I want
What
like
a
Daniel Tiger.
disaster!
Sam,
On to movies.
speaking of disasters,
let's go.
Morbius?
Avatar. I'm
Oh.
going to start with Avatar because
Yeah.
it's a better segue. They played the new trailer for Avatar.
They sure are.
The
blue.
Way of Water came out, and oh boy,
Does it
was
look
Twitter
the
excited.
same as the first one?
I am so excited to see Blue the movie. The water's blue. The fish is blue. The
the people are blue.
Blue
the
the
sky
movie.
is
Sky is
blue.
blue.
The big birds
die.
are blue.
It's gonna be
and
great.
orange.
It's gonna be great watching blue people in blue water for an entire movie.
I would be
Can
very
they breathe in the water? That
Maybe.
in the
I
lore
don't
of their
know.
universe?
It can be.
I can't
I'm
wait
blue.
for all of my
Dabba-dee,
favorite characters
dabba-die.
like Jake
Jake. Jake's
that his
Sully. I think so.
And
Um,
Navi?
Is it Navi or?
I thought it was Navi.
Is it
And-
Neri?
Blue.
No,
it's
no,
Navi.
it's Navi.
Is it Navi like from Zelda?
Yeah, but except for she's
And all of my
slightly
favorite
annoying.
military guys.
Angry General Man.
Angry general.
It's gonna have
and
helicopters.
His angry soldier friends.
That's right, and kids.
And
guns.
and gun vests.
Helicopters
and
again.
spears.
more helicopters.
Spears is my best
spears
friend.
and bows.
and big birds.
This is like
I love
if you
Big
were to
Bird.
take the scene where the Ewoks fight
Big
the
Bird.
stormtroopers and make it like its own
Oh,
movie
yeah.
universe.
So
Oh wait, that exists.
Oh my gosh!
Caravan of Courage.
The Ewok
And the
Adventure.
other ones.
And Ewoks: The Battle for Endor,
And the cartoon
both on
series.
Disney Plus. I saw people being like,
Eh?
Is there a plug over there?
There are lots of things
Stopping
over
the
there.
whole show
No,
for
wait.
that.
Well, you guys didn't have to
What are
stop
you even
talking. I was-
charging?
My phone.
I don't. Okay. Anyway.
okay,
Okay.
shush.
I was asking Sam, not
um, So I saw people being like, "Oh my gosh, this looks incredible!
Oh my-
it's the greatest trailer I've ever seen." And I'm like, "Guys, it looks the same
Okay,
as the other
it
one.
To be
does.
honest, it does look good,
It looks neat,
but also,
but it does not
it
look
doesn't
like a
look
huge improvement.
better than the 2009
Like,
movie.
yeah, I'm like, the big thing with this one was water.
Yeah,
They
wanted
did
to do the
underwater
water
motion capture, and they spent a lot of time animating the
Which
water.
is
And
very difficult to
I'm
do.
sure it cost a lot of money.
He shot 2 and 3 back to back. So I
I'm
don't know
sure
if the
James
budgets
Cameron
combined.
almost ran out of cocaine during this one.
What? So it cost him like
So,
$700 million.
just so you know, so
to
they're
do
doing
this?
5. They're doing 5 total Avatar movies, right? They're doing 4 more. They're doing 4 sequels total.
That we are aware of right now.
That we're
May
aware of right
announce
now.
more.
So he is. So this is 2. He's doing post on 2.
Yeah,
3 is shot. He's gonna start doing post on that when he's done with this one.
that'll come out next year.
4 is mostly shot.
That will come out in 2025.
I think they're
And then he has to shoot
overestimating how much people care about this.
they are.
Well, Patrick, the other one is the highest grossing movie of all time. And
Right.
it's James Cameron, so I don't
Okay,
know, it's a pretty safe bet.
But how many people can remember like actual important plot elements from the first
Even
one?
if this movie makes half the amount of money that the first
It'll
one did,
still make about,
it'll still make more
$1.4
money
billion
than every other movie that is out right now.
That'll come out this year. It'll
Yeah.
still make more money than all.
I
of
mean, we're gonna see it because we have to.
I have still never seen the first
them. We're
one.
gonna have to watch
haven't?
it before.
I've seen the first like 17 minutes,
It's like 3 hours
and I've
long.
seen like a bunch of reviews of it, so I know the plot. But I've never actually seen the whole
You should
movie.
try
It has
sitting through
4
the whole thing.
editors.
I've seen
There's
the
so much
Blue
footage. This movie
People.
has 4 editors.
But they were re-releasing it
about
in
it.
theaters with George Lucas edits. So
right, they are releasing it
we'll
in
just go
theaters
see it then.
remastered.
Wait, they're doing a special edition?
They're
Yeah,
doing a special
they're
edition.
spending $8 million remastering the CGI for the first one. They're gonna put that one out. So presumably James Cameron's also working on that.
Man, James Cameron might actually.
So he's
be
working
out of
on literally
cocaine.
5 different Avatar movies simultaneously.
I'm sure he's got his sources.
It's
you
just
know.
that Gus Johnson sketch with the like paraplegic James Cameron coming in on his like automatic wheelchair and just pitching a bunch of movies. That'll never happen.
So this is 2. So 4, 6, 8. So
what
this will be done in
studio is making this?
2028. Disney. So this will be done in 2028.
20th century Disney.
James Cameron. So that's 6 years from now.
So
He'll
they
be
do have
73
unlimited
when
money.
he's done with these.
Not only do they have unlimited money, but they're projected to earn unlimited.
So Avatar 2 alone cost $250 million.
Cool. All right.
Which
DC
is-
Super Pets trailer 2.
Can we skip that?
Yep.
Yep.
Weird. The Al Yankovic story.
Looks. It's a.
Wow, these are really some bangers.
It's a Sam. It's a Roku original movie. How could it not be good?
Oh, it's a Roku original.
Do you remember when what was it?
For those of you who
WHF?
live in continents
I think
where
Weird
that
Al
might
directed
not
this.
be a thing.
He directed the biopic about himself.
Yeah, so for those of you who live on continents that
Daniel
are not
Radcliffe
America
is
and might not
him.
know what a Roku is, it's like the poor man's version of a Google Chrome stream thingy.
Like an Apple
Which
TV.
is like a bootleg of the Amazon stream thingy, which is a knockoff of an Apple
It's a
TV.
streaming box.
It's a streaming box, but it's really cheap.
It's the people that bought all
It's
of
the college girl dorm like stick.
Yeah, it's the
It's-
college dorms man's streaming
It's the
box.
company that bought all of the Quibi library content. when
They don't
Quibi
know what
went under.
Quibi. No
It's
one
what
knows
comes-
Quibi is.
Yes, everyone already forgot about Quibi.
Everyone's already
No,
forgotten.
it's what
I
comes
love Quibi.
stock like built into your Walmart TV.
Yeah, a lot of TVs, if you
Like
buy them
this
at like discount stores, they'll have a Roku built in. Anyway, what's
the
Don't
other-
Worry, Darling.
This one, you
It
did
looks-
see the trailer for this one.
It looks interesting.
Yeah, this is Olivia Wilde's second movie. Her other one was Booksmart, which I watched that. It's fine. It's not for me.
It looks like if you were to make like the first 2 episodes of WandaVision like its own whole show,
this,
and then also make it about the men, and then also involve the government somehow.
So not WandaVision at all.
Basically, just the 1950s aesthetic, and then just make it like that one episode.
The
of,
twist is my guess. The twist. It's not the 50s.
Yeah, they're in modern day, and they're trying
And
to
then
break
they're and it's sexism
because they were controlling the women for
that's right.
various purpose.
because men are
Because men control women with their
That's right, with the patriarchy.
with the patriarchy
Oh.
and their bubble dome. That
I
is
thought you
their.
were about to
They're
say
gonna
like
bubble
men
dome.
control women with like their penis or something.
Well,
like
no,
that.
that's not at all what I was gonna say. All right. Anyway, moving on from that take,
You started with like the and I was like, penis. You know?
the penis.
Yes.
So there's one.
I imagine
Everyone shares
All
it.
of the dudes in one town share the one.
Hey man, the penis, am I right? No.
The patriarchy.
Patriarcher.
Also
the man
known-
who comes around spreading the patriarchy.
Hey guys, here's for the
That sounds like a
patriarchy.
really dumb Marvel villain, the patriarcher, who's just like super.
He's just a big sexist.
He's like the one from Peacemaker, but instead of being like super
racist, he's just a
super
sexist.
sexist.
He just
hates women.
He just hates
he
women.
doesn't have any powers or an evil plan. He just walks around on the streets and goes,
Just walks around
"You should be in the
yelling
kitchen."
insults at women.
And he carries around like a ginormous penis.
Captain America like shows up and he's like, well, he's not really committing a crime.
I mean, it's weird and wrong, but I can't really stop him.
I guess just arrest him for public indecency.
yeah.
Every time he shows up in a comic, they just
Public
get into a heated,
lewdness, I guess.
they get into a heated verbal argument. That's all that happens.
So now we have a new character for our
Although
cinematic
Captain Marvel
universe.
beats him up.
Yeah, Captain Marvel just chucks him into space and he
Because
dies.
as long as a man is mildly misogynistic to you, it's okay to beat him up and rob him, according to Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel's the coolest.
She's a superhero.
Alrighty.
She beat up an innocent man.
Marvel's Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, and the Marvels have swapped release dates.
So Quantumania is now going to come out on February 17th, 2023, and the Marvels is going to come out July 28th, 2023.
Because I'm not excited for the Marvels like at all.
Yeah, no, I don't care at all.
I like Photon. She's cool.
That's true. I hate
Everyone
Larson.
else.
Brie Larson sucks. We don't know if Kamala Khan's going to be good or bad yet.
But people are already angry about that, so...
Yeah, but they're angry about that, let's be honest, for reasons that are dumb. So...
Ant-Man. So the reason this is happening is because Ant-Man is already filmed and they're doing post on it, and the Marvels hasn't finished.
Yeah.
And Brie Larson's shooting Fast and Furious 10 right now, so I think she has to.
Well, not shooting and waiting for them to get a director.
No, they do. So they're shooting again. So she shot like the movie, and then she's gonna go shoot this, and then she has to come back and do the Marvel trademark 4 months of reshoots.
Good for her getting work.
I was gonna make a
Like,
joke. When is Vin Diesel coming to Marvel? But he's already in Marvel.
Yeah, he's Groot.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know,
I always forget that he's Groot.
James Gunn smartly keeps him in the voice booth and doesn't allow him.
Yeah,
on
where
set.
he only says one sentence.
Yeah,
Because
It's
that's
Vin Diesel's like, but I think you should add this to the script. He's just like, just say the
Vin Diesel,
words.
just say the words here, right here. I wrote them down for you, big
Vin
guy.
Diesel uses his full brain capacity
When-
to say
when-
those 4 words.
I am Groot.
He comes into the he's made 5 of these movies at this point. He comes into the movie, he's like, James, it took me like 4 hours to memorize these lines, and he's like, why do you work here?
All right, guys. We're
when
recording.
did this become Beautiful World?
I am line, please. Line, please.
He's like, what if Groot says, this looks like Beautiful World? Can you say that instead?
What if Groot,
Oh my gosh,
what if
am I in
Groot,
Beautiful World?
What if Groot like walks up to this hot alien and he's like, "I'm Groot," and then she's like, "You are Groot."
No, he's like,
And then
What
he's
if-
like, yeah,
he's
sure.
like, oh my
And then
gosh,
they, like,
I cannot
make
do
out,
this
but
interview
instead
right
of
now.
like a plant, she's like a dolphin.
And can I do the mocap for it?
What if there's like?
For
What if
both
there's
characters,
like? What if there's like this really hot lady? Vin, your wife is here. What if there's like this really hot
what
lady
if
on
my
the
wife
set?
is there too, but like
Oh my
there's this
God.
other hot lady.
I just can't do the interview. She's too beautiful.
This is a reference to a clip from 2012.
I'm
of
pretty sure we talked
Vin
about it on the
Diesel
show
being-
Multiple
before.
times.
Yeah, but we gotta
It's
explain for the
just so
people who might not have
funny.
seen it. Anyway,
Anyways, Sam, why you want to talk about the Met Gala?
yeah, the Met Gala. This is just something
worst
I
thing.
thought was funny. Their theme was gilded glamour, and I just wanted to point out that today's wealth inequality surpasses that of the Gilded Age, an age defined by wealth inequality. That's what the Gilded Age means. Just thought that was funny. Just want to throw that out there. Just wanted to point out the fact that they're literally just like spitting in our faces with this theme.
Well, that's what the Met Gala is.
This is literally all the rich people being like,
It's
"Hi,
liter-
you're poor."
It's literally an event where they all show up in multi-million-dollar clothes and just like wave at each other
Did you see that one guy?
and just spit on the poor.
It's
and
like
then walk
their
inside.
bracelet is worth more than you will ever make in your entire
Yeah.
life.
Did you see that one guy that dressed as like a biblically accurate angel-looking thing? It's like a silver
The
thing. or it's
Slinky
like,
Man?
Yeah, the Slinky Man.
The peasants are
Oh, heavens! Oh my gosh, you don't own 17 cars? Oh,
a Dodge's
Yeah, no, the
going
Met
to
Gala
get
is the
you
worst
fired.
Like, why do people like... I hate it. I don't know what's up with the whole... Let's have a million institutions with the celebrities just
You
dress
have
up
to
and just
pay to
stand
go to the
around.
Met Gala.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Isn't it
a
supposed
lot
to be
of
a
money.
charity thing? Isn't that the
I think it's a
excuse?
charity thing.
But they spend more money driving
Is it
there
a
than they
charity for
actually raise.
the Met Art Museum, or is it a charity
Yeah.
for something else?
Oh, if it's a charity, it's definitely for themselves. Don't worry, Patrick. They would never benefit the poor.
All right, but let's talk about something really important.
yeah, it's a fundraising gala for the Metropolitan Museum of Arts.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's money for themselves.
Okay, so let us now shift gears here
Bug
into
snacks.
what is easily going to be the greatest movie
Ever created.
possibly ever made.
Yeah.
Morbius.
Cocaine Bear, which if you haven't been following our podcast, Cocaine Bear is a true story about a man who stole a plane, took off, jumped out of the plane with a couple 100 pounds of cocaine. His parachute didn't open. He died on impact, and a bear did all of his cocaine and murdered a family of people. This is real.
And then the bear went on a rampage
actually
and then
happened.
died of a cocaine overdose.
Yes, and then the bear died from eating all of the cocaine. Anyway, it's getting a movie, which is now set to release in 2023.
on February 24th.
February
So
February
this is going to come
24th.
out a week after Ant-Man
If
3.
we don't see this, it would just be
I
so
would rather see
unfortunate.
this than Ant-Man 3.
Honestly, yeah, it's freaking Cocaine Bear,
Anything with cocaine and bear
and
in
it's
the
a
title is
true
going to be
story.
good.
This really happened. A bear did it, like 1,000 pounds of cocaine and murdered people.
There's going to be a poster for Cocaine Bear right next to the kids' animated Mario.
They're gonna
movie
run the
poster in
Cocaine Bear
theater.
trailer in Ant-Man or something like that.
They should run it in like
Minions.
like
Minions 2, Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine Bear.
what's cocaine?
The Rise of Gru.
Why is the bear dead? Cocaine overdose too.
But yeah, it is going to star Kerry Russell, Ray Liotta, Aiden
Aiden
Oh,
Ehrenreich,
the guy who played Han Solo.
I think
and
so.
O'Shea Jackson Jr.
Who's playing the bear? That's my question.
Yes, that's the most important thing.
It's gonna be
Is the bear. It's gonna
CGI.
be
It's Vin Diesel.
Someone, it's Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel will make the noises.
role
They'll have
of
him
a
in the
lifetime.
sound booth.
So
Rise,
we
this
talked
beautiful-
about this earlier. There's so much stuff to get through on this incident. So Fast and Furious 10.
No, Fast 10.
Sorry, Fast X.
Fast X.
We talked about it last week. Justin Lin left the project. They found a replacement, Louis Leterrier.
The director.
As the director. Louis Leterrier is replacing him as the director. He previously made The Incredible Hulk, Now You See Me, and the first two Transporter movies with Jason Statham.
Well, one of those is good.
Transporter 2.
So the first guy was like, "Dang, what am I making? This is terrible."
So,
And
okay.
the next guy comes up. He's like, "Wow, I'm used to making terrible
This
stuff."
was his
Happy
list
I
of
can do it.
complaints. So we'll go through it. So Justin Lin reportedly left the project due to massive creative differences between himself, the studio, and guess who, Sam?
I'm guessing his name starts with a din and ends with a Wiesel.
Something close to that. So the script had been constantly reworked and rewritten. A section of the movie was cut out. That it was supposed to take place in Eastern Europe, but they couldn't do that because of the Ukraine situation. Vin Diesel rejected certain action sequences and moments and demanded that they be reworked in the middle of filming them. So he would be like, "I don't like this. Can we completely redo this entire part of the movie?"
They're like, "Vin Diesel, we had just spent $1 million on this."
And Justin Lin had co-wrote the script, which was the main reason he was mad about the script issues. The studio hired another writer in London to only rewrite dialogue, and obviously as the writer of the movie, you wouldn't like that. And so that also made him mad. But the big breakdown was when Universal executives and Vin Diesel called a meeting with Justin Lin, where Vin Diesel gave notes that led to a major disagreement, in quotes, causing Lin to claim that, and I quote, "The movie is not worth my mental health," and then he stormed out of the office and quit.
Well, okay, who's letting Vin Diesel have any say in the creative direction of this film?
This is his thing.
This is his baby.
He has so much control over this. There's more stuff. So pressure was mounting from the studio as the budget had reportedly ballooned up to $300 million with zero marketing or publicity spending.
Oh.
$100 million of that was above the line cost due to the 7- and 8-figure salaries the studio had negotiated with stars like Charlize Theron, Tyrese Gibson, Brie Larson, Jason Momoa, Michelle Rodriguez, and Ludacris, which all of their salaries combined don't even add up to Vin Diesel's salary. So they're all getting paid 8 figures, and all of their money combined does not even reach
What is he getting paid for this?
like the value of the entire European
$50
Union.
million?
More than that.
You think?
But
Yes.
that's less than 8. Is that 8 figures?
That is 8 figures.
That is 8 figures.
Yeah. So if they're all getting paid 8-figure salaries, then he's getting paid
7- and 8-figure salaries. He's definitely
He's getting paid like a 9-figure salary.
He's getting paid like over 50 or 60 million.
He's probably getting up to $80 million. Because if they
8 figures.
I'd say probably around about 80 million.
I imagine
80 to $100
Vin
million
Diesel
for this.
Is
just
he
like
worth that?
No, he's not worth that. He has the collective IQ of a pile of wood.
I imagine Vin Diesel walking into like the the effects department and just goes, "Hey, can you make my biceps like a little bit bigger there? And then like if you could like give me a little bit bigger bulge right there, and then like maybe make
He
my
has
shoulders a
all
bit
the
bigger."
talent of a 2x4 with his own face stapled
It is
onto
amazing
And
that this
according-
man has figured out a way to make so much money.
Oh, and according to inside sources from the set, he continuously shows up late to set, doesn't know his lines, and showed up to the production completely out of shape.
I think, the thing with his lines, I think he tried really hard to know them.
Yeah, I don't think that's his
Just
fault.
He can literally be
I think he
replaced.
forgot.
He could literally be replaced by just like a cardboard cutout on a string.
But he
that you're,
never
like,
says
dangling
more
around.
than like 2 words in a row.
No,
I
That's
don't know.
because he doesn't remember his lines.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, Vin. The
He
line
can't
is
act.
"Hi, how are you?"
Is John Cena in this one?
Yeah, he's in this one.
Do you
Line.
remember in F9 was the last one we saw, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, do you remember when they have him like trying to have this really sentimental, beautiful moment? And it's just, you cannot take him
is this
seriously because he's Vin Diesel. It's like, guys, I'm trying to get in this with you. I just cannot connect with this.
Patrick tried really hard to emotionally connect with his character.
And he's just like,
And his character's name is
he's like a caveman.
what's his character's name?
When you
Like Johnny
Dom Toretto.
Dom Toretto.
Dom Toretto.
Man,
Remember
this
in Fast and
world,
Furious 9
man.
where they
so
spray tan John
crazy.
Cena the same color as Vin Diesel so that you would know they were brothers?
My favorite part is when they put the Pontiac Fiero in space.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Vin. The line is, "Hello, how are you today?" Line.
All right.
Where's the Rock?
Enough roasting Vin Diesel.
Where's
John Watts leaves Marvel Studios' Fantastic Four film amicably, which means as a friend, they're chill, as he
Definitely.
wishes to take a break from comic book movies.
Completely understandable.
Yeah.
I don't think this is entirely just because he wants a break. I mean, there was probably a lot of studio involvement in No Way Home, which he just did. He did just spend the past 6 years making 3 Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
So I'd understand why he wants a break.
All bangers.
My other theory is sort of a spoiler for Doctor Strange 2. So mute the video.
We'll talk about it.
Just know that
Later. We'll just talk about it after.
Skip
Yeah,
ahead
I guess we'll just
15
talk about it later.
seconds.
But also, John Watts never started out as like a big franchise guy.
Yeah.
Like his first couple movies were like low budget horror films.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming he probably wants to go make one of those.
Make
again,
more of those. Yeah.
and then come back and probably do Spider-Man 4 or something.
Alrighty, guys. You've been waiting for it.
Oh,
Decades
of course.
of listening to that one song.
That's right.
That song, that's from this movie, right?
Tekken 2.
Dancing Queen, that's from this, right?
Da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah. Dirty Dancing. You know it. You
You
love
love
it.
it.
Your mom vaguely remembers it. It's getting a sequel, and it's coming out in 2024 with Jonathan Levine
Moms everywhere
Set to
are
direct
going to be thrilled.
and Patrick Swayze still dead.
Patrick Gang. Patrick Gang.
Now, is this
Patrick
going
is
to be
dead.
as good
dead, he
as
won't be in it.
Skateboard Kid?
Unless they could just bring it back with computers.
So presumably, what is this even going to be about?
who knows?
Dirty Dancing is not a thing anymore.
Yep.
Like that's just not like Dirty Dancing. For
Didn't
those of you who
they
are unaware,
remade this too, right?
for those
Like
of
a
you who
couple
are
years ago.
unaware, it was a cultural movement in the I think late 70s, early 80s, in which teenage children would huddle up in their parents' basements
It was
and
grinding.
essentially grind on each other for a few hours while listening to rock music.
So Dirty Dancing came
It's
out
not really
in
a thing anymore.
1987.
People don't really do that.
Really, only I do.
So Jennifer Grey, who played the
She'll do it
main
in
character, is still alive. She's 62. So she'll probably be in it. She probably won't be doing a lot
And
of
the movie,
dancing.
by the way, was a absolute disaster. The first one was a train
The
wreck to get
production,
made.
yeah.
Now,
The
will
movie's
this
fine, but the actual the making of the movie was a disaster fest. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong.
So
will
yeah.
this be as good as Morbius?
At
honestly, probably not.
I
So-
think this will be better than Morbius.
So the film's
No.
popularity led to a
Morbius is a
2004 prequel, a stage adaptation.
Was it
and
called
then-
Clean Dancing?
No, it's called Dirty Dancing Havana Nights.
It should have been called
They
Clean
should make
Dancing.
And they
They should
did a
make
made-for-TV
a,
remake in 2017.
They should make a spin-off called Clean Dancing, and it's just about a very Christian
It's
woman.
about a Catholic
and she goes to
school,
church.
and everyone is very chill and normal, and nothing happens.
There's,
Well,
there's
that's
no
not
bad guy. There's no. There's no.
That wouldn't be accurate.
That wouldn't be accurate.
There's no hero's journey. It's just a kid going to church, and then that's
let's
it.
move on because who cares and why?
Yeah.
Jenna Ortega, Jasmine Savoy Brown, Mason Gooding, and Melissa Barrera will all return for Scream 6, Sam.
I hate
a movie you loved.
this franchise. It sucks.
You haven't seen 1, 2, 3, or 4,
It
have
is
you?
so far up its own butt.
But it has that
it
one
practically
song.
puked out its own face in the last movie.
Yeah, it's got that made me
Jenna
think of a different
Ortega
movie.
was in
You
that Richie
definitely
Rich
think-
Netflix
It's
show.
like Yaz
and
Gramir,
that's
where
all I
it's
know
just
her from?
cursed to forever eat its own anus forever. It is horrible. It is a bad movie franchise.
You haven't seen 1, 2, 3, or 4,
No,
right?
I've only seen
You've
the most
only
recent
seen the
one.
most recent one. I didn't like it either.
Which they were,
I've
they were
thought
like,
about
guys,
rewatch-
this is a sequel reboot. Guys, it's a sequel reboot. Guys, hey, have you heard of sequel reboots?
I know that-
Uh-oh, look, it's Scream. It's a sequel reboot to Scream, guys.
It's called Scream again. Like Halloween was called Halloween
I'm from
again.
Reddit, and I'm evil.
That was my favorite part of the whole movie.
That's the twist, by the way. The villains are evil Redditors who don't like the last movie.
It was
I know
Batman.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, because the
Yeah,
Riddler
but
was
they
also an
weren't.
evil
But
writer.
that would be like if the Riddler's motivation in Batman was that he saw a movie that vaguely resembled Batman and hated it so much that he wanted to make it real and better.
Sam, they were crazy.
That doesn't make the movie better.
They were crazy.
Tell me this, Batman.
Guys, they were on Elon Musk's Twitter.
What happened?
So
You make a bad
I
movie
guess-
called Birdman.
Max is still
Do
going.
over here.
I don't know what Max is
Just
doing.
Stop talking.
So they put out the smallest possible plot summary, which was in the next installment, the 4 survivors of the Ghostface killings leave Woodsboro behind and start a fresh chapter. So they're doing Scream 2. They're just doing Scream
It's
2.
a sequel reboot, guys. It's a sequel.
They're gonna be in a different town,
If
and then there's just gonna be
They call
another
it- call it-
Ghostface.
Sequel reboot.
They called a seek boot.
Sequel
Seek boot.
reboot.
And I think Courtney Cox and what's her face? I can't remember her name.
Courtney.
No, the main character from the first 4.
Courtney.
Whatever.
Stortney.
The 2 original cast members who are still alive, they're also going to be in the next one.
The ones that are there.
The characters who are still alive, they're all
Cool.
all the
I hate
actors are alive.
Scream. It sucks.
Well, we're
Next
gonna
thing.
see this next one when it comes out.
All right,
we're not.
Lindsay.
No, we're
Lindsay Beer, writer of Sierra Burgess, whatever.
My favorite movie.
Sierra Burgess is a loser. Netflix. Noah. Centennial rom-com. Noah
Oh,
Centineo.
no.
The TikTok star turned sort of
Yes,
actor.
I love Noah Centineo.
Yeah, let's not call him an actor. The TikTok star turned person who has Netflix shows.
Wasn't he in that? Was he in the kissing booth?
He was in the
He
kissing
wa-
booth.
No, he wasn't.
Hey,
That
what?
was a different guy.
Oh, the Kissing Booth 2.
Oh,
Was he in the kissing booth too? I thought
Yeah.
that was a different
He
guy.
was in what was
He
He
it?
was in
Swiped.
To All the Boys.
He was in
To
Swipe.
All the Boys I Loved Before.
That was him.
I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Was he in the first season or the second season?
That was
It
a movie.
Was he in the
They
first
made
movie or the
3 of
second?
those. He's
They
in
made
all
3
3.
of them?
I thought there was only 2.
Oh wait, that's the one about the girl
who writes all those love letters.
Yes.
No, wait, which one's the one about the girl who wanted to go to Stanford but didn't get in?
That's
Legally
the kissing
Blonde?
No,
booth.
she went up to her back. No, so she went to
That's
her
Legally
backup
Blonde.
school, NYU.
Oh, that's not Legally Blonde.
It was
Now
her
let's talk
backup
about Tall Girl 2.
That's like the bad ending of Legally Blonde.
No, it was terrible. It's like, oh my god, my life's so hard. I only got into this one really good school and can't go to this other really good school.
Cool.
Anyway,
All right.
she also wrote, the same writer also wrote the currently untitled 4th Star Trek film, and they just turned in a draft of a live-action remake of Bambi to Disney. Guys, you're gonna get to see Bambi's mom killed in the most realistic visual
Okay,
effects
you know
you've ever
what?
seen.
Bambi sucks. What is Bambi about?
A deer.
What happens in Bambi other than her mom dying?
A deer.
What
a
happens
female
after
deer.
that?
She grows up.
Then what?
She just kind of frolics around.
That's it. It's just the deer is a deer.
They
and
should
does
do
deer things.
they should do a
How
dark.
is that an interesting
Well,
story?
maybe they'll expand the story by having her take revenge on the
They
hunters.
should do a dark reboot about deforestation, and their forest gets demolished,
They should
and they all
make-
So,
die.
the original Bambi came out in 1942.
Uh-huh.
Back before people knew stories.
It was
existed.
So good
70
time.
minutes long.
And so this one's going to be 2 hours.
What is the? Give me a plot synopsis of Bambi. It's like genuinely, what is Bambi about?
It's like
In
the
this
good
classic,
dinosaur.
in this Disney classic, a young deer named Bambi joins his new friends, a rabbit
Hey.
named Thumper and a skunk named Flower, in exploring his forest home. As a boy, he learns from his doting mother and his father, the great prince of the forest, that there are dangers in the open meadow where hunters can spot the animals. And he meets a beautiful young doe named Faline. As Bambi grows up, he learns that there is tragedy as well as beauty and joy in the forest world and on the path to adulthood. It's about a deer growing up
So it's about a deer who gets a girlfriend and then his mom died.
And tries not to get hunted.
and then tries not to get hunted and then goes, actually, the forest is pretty
Yeah, you know
neat."
what? I'm sticking with my take. Bambi sucks.
They should reboot it. They
Why?
should.
Why?
Yeah, honestly, why?
They should
Why
reboot
remake
it.
this one?
Stop live action remaking movies with no human characters.
we still gotta see the Camila Cabello freaking
Cinderella one?
Cinderella, yeah.
Hey,
That's
you know, I
unrelated.
don't think we got to see that actually,
Oh, we gotta see it. It's the
It was
rule.
the second most popular movie of the year, according to the Oscars.
according to the Oscars.
Number
fan
one, of
polls.
course, being Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead.
Zack Snyder's Justice
A movie that no one saw except me, I guess.
You saw that in the theater.
I did because one of my friends wanted to see it for his birthday, and luckily they all also realized it was horrible. All right,
My favorite is the dead pixel on screen. for the whole movie,
here
'cause
is
the cameras
where
were open when they filmed it.
DC made some. I think we mentioned this last time. DC made some new NFTs of bat cowls that you can wear as like a Snapchat filter. It's an NFT Snapchat filter. And it looks like sort of like kind of like Batman-ish.
So,
that
Spider-Man
makes me
No Way
want.
Home-
I want to get Twitter Blue specifically so I can have an NFT
Profile
picture. Yeah.
Do you
They
own
want
any
you to think-
NFTs?
No, not
You know,
a
they
single
have-
one.
they
Just
have
screenshot an NFT
Yo,
and send
guys,
you it
let
to
me
you.
put
They
you
have
onto an
Chrome
NFT.
extensions, so if you open Twitter on a Chrome browser, it'll block everyone that has
An
an
NFT.
NFT profile picture.
I think it's dope. I think NFTs are cool.
I think
That way
if
you
you
can-
own an NFT, you are a dumb.
I think we should start
way
a
you can
Madonna Media
distinguish-
NFT line.
We should.
Like sell off pictures of Karate Steve's sunglasses.
Not the real glasses, just
No,
pictures,
pictures of
them.
it.
Yeah.
Why would we sell off the real thing?
I'll take a picture of my foot.
We can put a digital signature.
When we're done filming Karate Steve 2, we should auction off the wardrobe, the costume.
Your old band shirt.
Yeah. I gotta wear the
Alright.
same one.
When Spider-Man
Maybe
No
we
Way
can
Home
probably
was
doesn't even fit.
submitted
We can upgrade my
to
fit.
Chinese
Yeah, you can
authorities
get an
for
upgrade.
approval, the government demanded that the Statue of Liberty be removed.
Liberty?
Liberty.
Liberty?
Yes, Liberty.
Liberty?
Yeah, Liberty. From the film to release it in China.
Oh my god.
And Marvel said no, and the film did not release.
Good job,
In fact,
Marvel.
no
sticking
Marvel
up.
film has released in China since Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yeah.
Statue of
So, yeah.
Well,
So-
I wonder why Doctor Strange didn't release in China.
So they wanted this cut out because China hates freedom. There's not really
The government, to be
The
clear.
government hates freedom.
The people want freedom. The
But
government
they're not
doesn't
allowed,
like that.
They're also not allowed to think that.
Or go outside their houses.
That's right.
If you live in certain parts
So
of
the
China.
government wanted them to edit out the Statue of Liberty, which, how? You can't.
Yeah, the whole third act of that movie takes place on the Statue of
You
Liberty.
can't just like move them to like Wisconsin. That's not how you
Yeah.
have to reshoot the entire third act.
This is the Statue of Non-Liberty.
Imagine being so like censor heavy that like other countries' patriotism scares your patriotism.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't.
Well,
make
also
sense.
my question
then-
is,
then
have they
people
been
in-
editing the Statue of Liberty out of every movie taking
like,
place
why?
in New York?
Okay, but just
Like,
saying.
It's a statue.
When there's an establishing shot in a movie that takes place in New York and they release it in China, is there just a big like platform with nothing on it where the Statue of Liberty is
They're like,
supposed to
oh,
be?
that's not the Statue of Liberty. That's the column of subjugation.
Like a character just walks onto screen and he's like, the United States government is actually evil. Liberty sucks. Anyway, hail the CCP. All right, back to the movie, guys.
oh,
China.
China! Please stop
CCP
abusing your
American
citizens.
statue.
I would really like that.
We can still film movies in their provinces where they have concentration camps, though.
Don't worry about that. All right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the big boy in the room. I was right. Tucker was wrong. Moon Knight series finale, baby.
Morbius.
Morbius showed up. He killed Moon Knight.
He's the new Moon Knight.
He drank
killed
his
Layla.
blood, and he is
killed
now
the
Khonshu.
crocodile woman. He killed everyone, and he's now Moon Knight.
Yep.
None of that happened. So okay,
I
He
don't
also
care so
turns
much
into
more.
video
If
game
it
let's
does.
talk about. Let's actually talk about it. So, what did you think of the ending?
I thought this was fine. I thought most of the story conclusions were like okay. My biggest problem with the finale as a whole is that the whole plot is wrapped up in about the first 10 minutes of the episode, and then the rest of it is just a big fight. And you know what? It's always
It's a
a big
Marvel
fight.
thing.
I expect
Gotta
it
do
to
a
be
big
a big fight. I just did not expect
You know what I was disappointed by?
the like
No Skybeam.
that too.
The pyramid
That made me literally
was
mad.
charging up. There was purple energy shooting off.
He goes
and
to
there
the
was
top.
no Skybeam.
He goes to the top with his magic stick and he points it in the air. In purple lightning doesn't shoot out of it; it just glows.
There
in
was
the
no
trailer,
So it was really anticlimactic.
Patrick. In
no,
the
it was,
trailer,
the climax was fine. There was just no Skybeam.
in the trailer, there's a shot where a big purple laser beam shoots out of the pyramid
And they
into the
cut
sky,
that out.
and they edited it out.
Why would you edit that out?
Everyone wants a big purple sky beam.
Every
You know the last time we got a
Marvel
big.
thing has to end with a Skybeam.
It's been so long since we had a
It's
sky
true.
beam.
We haven't had one since like what was the last
WandaVision?
one? The first Avengers.
I
We
think
had a
WandaVision.
sort of a sky beam in Avengers 2.
When was the Skybeam in Avengers?
There's a big beam that shoots into the ground.
Right. It was.
I'm
a
pretty
ground
sure
beam
it's
that-
WandaVision.
But it's like seriously, I miss sky
Just
beams.
beams of any sort.
I
we
love
like.
big beams
Yeah, 'cause
that just shoot
okay,
nondescript energy
Guys,
into the sky.
in case you're not aware of the joke, in the first phase of Marvel movies, every single one ended with a big blue sky beam. Thor, big blue lightning sky beam shoots into the air. Iron Man arc reactor, big blue sky beam shoots up into the air. Captain America, the cosmic cube, shoots a big blue sky beam up into the air. Every single one ended with, except for the Hulk, which was the worst one, ended with a big blue sky beam. Avengers, big blue sky beam shoots up into the air.
That was cinema,
I think
baby.
WandaVision had a skybeam,
WandaVision technically had a sky hexagon.
That's true.
but I think there was the
No,
beam at
But
the
like
end.
they were so close, we almost had another sky beam, and it was
No.
we didn't get it.
But for real, it was mostly fine. I did like the direction a lot and the way the Mohammed Diab is his name.
The director.
The director. I do like the way he films action. He does a one-take shot from right to left, and I was like, way to mix it up. Normally they're always left to right. This guy went right to left.
I liked that it was
Or he
at
filmed
night,
it one way and then
I could
reversed it.
tell what was happening.
Yes.
That's a problem with a
It
lot
was
of movies.
properly lit.
The Batman.
The characters were visible.
It's like if you watch it and it's a little too sunny out and you can't see anything that's
Yeah.
going on, then you know that it's too dark.
Yeah.
The only way you'll ever be able to watch the
And
Batman is in a pitch
It was
black
super
room.
cool seeing Moon Knight like flip really fast between the two
Between-
suits.
yeah, that was
that
fun.
was a really cool, like an item would like pass by the camera and he'd be like, as when it would flip the other way, he'd be in the other suit. It was really cool.
My favorite part of the episode was when the big massive crocodile lady starts eating all the souls of everybody and like all the
goes like
citizens-
Super Saiyan and
No, and all the
giant.
just
citizens are
like
just
in
like-
One Piece.
Okay,
Well, but can they see it though, or do you have to have Egyptian powers to see it?
I think everyone can see the big crocodile
No,
woman
I've seen
eating
many
your soul.
But they didn't
One of them is One
care,
Piece.
so I don't know if they can. And we know
And
that
that
like
one is
the
called
other
One
Egyptian stuff, like regular people couldn't see it.
That's true.
And since Layla is also an avatar now, maybe that's why
Yes,
she was able to.
that
see
was
it.
my other thing. So
Way
she
to go,
becomes,
Layla.
She becomes
Are you
And
an
a hippo
Egyptian
superhero.
superhero?
Yes. Patrick didn't watch the finale.
Oh wait, you didn't see the
You
finale?
didn't watch the last 2 episodes.
Oh, there's this part where like the guy throws a bus at like a kid, and Layla jumps up in front of it, and like with her Wonder Woman like golden wingsuit blocks the bus, and then the kid goes, "Are you an Egyptian superhero?" And she goes, "Yes," and she goes off. That's the actual scene.
That's not a joke. That's a
Imagine,
real
okay,
scene.
imagine that happened to you in real
If
life.
Captain America like jumped, he like blocked a
Oh
car.
my God, are you
like
American
stopped a
superhero?
car from hitting someone, and the kid was like, "Are you an American superhero?" And he goes, "Yes."
Imagine
He
being
runs
like
away.
5 years old and someone throws a bus at you, and a lady stops it, and you just stand there and go, "Are you a superhero?"
No, I mean I make fun of it because it's poorly written, but it's like there are no like Egyptian superhero characters.
No,
in
I
reality.
just think I just think it's funny. Like, what if they did that for like Iron Man?
Yeah, we're
And
not
like-
making
and they're
fun
like-
of the concept.
and
We're
they're
making
like-
fun of the just the line.
Like,
the line
that's-
itself was kind of
That's
cringe.
like so, but that's like a line that the screenwriter like had to turn in the script the
Yeah,
next
that's
day.
like if a
and he wrote it at like 4 in the morning.
That's like if you gave if you were in like 5th grade and you gave your paper to your teacher and she
Yeah.
was like, "You need a line that says where he's from."
no.
And then he's like,
my-
"Oh, okay."
you know,
and so he adds that and turns
a
it back
lot
in.
of
they have a
things-
word. They have like a word.
I've noticed.
They
Yeah.
I've noticed like some scenes are just better if they would have put no dialogue there, and they could have just let it be.
I want the whole finale to just be no dialogue.
Some things don't need dialogue. Some things are like,
And,
oh
okay,
yeah, I
another
see
thing
what's
that was
happening.
it wasn't really bad. It was just kind of lame. Hiram, or not Hiram? What's his name? Hiram? What's the bad guy's name?
Arthur.
Harrow?
Arthur. I don't know.
Harrow.
Harrow. That's why. He didn't get a cool suit.
No, we just got a big stick.
Layla got a cool suit. Moon Knight gets a cool suit.
I think
Ethan Hawke doesn't want to wear the suit.
Why didn't he get a crocodile
here's
suit?
what should have happened. He should
got,
have
like, a
just
sick crocodile tail.
Yeah.
no. He should have just turned into a crocodile, like full on. He just
becomes a crocodile.
Nah, I mean, he had
grew a
the
tail.
purple stick that got slightly sharper and also shoots.
Yeah,
out
the
lasers.
stick like flips over, and then the other half is an axe, but like
Yeah,
a
like I
really
said,
tiny
he
doesn't
axe.
use it to
and
do
he
anything.
doesn't use it a single time. The only time it gets used is when Moon Knight snaps and his other personality takes over and stabs Hiram with it.
he also
Or
gets
Harrow with it.
that AOE attack, where he can just
my-
like suck all the souls.
My favorite part of the whole episode was the part where Moon Knight like glides in to the pyramid,
That was super cool.
and then he like jumps toward Harrow, and then they just it's like 2 cartoon.
Yeah, that
versions of
did
them
look a little
hitting
silly.
each other, and I'm like, Arthur Harrow is a normal guy.
Yeah, but he has super strength now.
he has a magic stick, but like
No, but he also gets
And
like
did they do him
because
computer?
all the avatars have like a set of default powers, like they all
Yes.
get, and then they also get another power on top of that. So like Moon Knight, he has like super strength,
they are all.
and then he can
super
also
strong.
heal.
They can
The
all heal.
Layla has like super strength, and
big
then also
metal
like
wingsuit.
knife wings, and then
Which that doesn't make sense.
Harrow has super strength, and then also the soul AOE attack.
Her avatar, her god is a big hippo woman, and her suit is big wings.
Moon Knight's avatar is a creepy skeleton Birdman, and he just dresses like a monkey.
But his suit, his cape's like shaped like the moon.
only
he's
when
got moon.
only when he jumps in very
No, but
specific
like he's got moon shaped
positions.
like knife boomerang.
Well, she has
things.
hippo shaped
Hippos don't have wings.
blade wings.
Like I said, when we were in that
I think
car
they
one
just wanted
time,
it to look cool.
Dumbo
No, it's
the flying
because
hippo.
they're calling her the Scarlet Scarab because there's a character in the comics named Scarlet Scarab who's in like 2 issues and he was a dude, and they just switched that
Was she
around.
called the Scarlet Scarab?
They that's what they call her on Twitter.
Red?
They put out a tweet.
Do people know what the word scarlet means?
They don't. I mean, she has a little bit of red on like the sides, I think, of her costume, but it's mostly white.
I think she's
Other than
just
the
a
big
new,
gold
I think
wings.
she's just a new character.
I think she should have just gotten the skin of a
she is a
hippo.
new
And also,
character, but
doesn't she lose her powers at the anyway?
No,
we don't
she
know what
keeps
happened
them.
to her.
But if we are to believe the deal she made with Hippo Woman,
She
which
will keep them.
of all the gods, the Hippo Woman seems to be like the least actually caring about what happens to the real world. Like she just sort of is vibing. Like why would she need an avatar anyways?
At least she's nice.
Yeah, she's nice. So like she's probably just, yeah, you're good. Yeah, you can go on now. But whatever, we'll see.
Sam, she can't be an Egyptian superhero. She doesn't have the big metal
Oh, but
wings.
Moon Knight can.
You just gotta not get one of the
he's not-
ones
No,
that
no,
wants
Tucker,
to like
she can-
feel its
Egyptian?
will on people.
Sam, did you not watch the episode? She's an Egyptian superhero.
Yes, but so is Moon Knight.
No, Moon Knight is Guatemalan/Jewish/British.
Well, that's a lot of things. All right. Anyway. Fun fact, by the way, Oscar Isaac, his character in Star Wars, Poe Dameron, is from Yavin 4 because all the scenes for Yavin 4 were filmed in Guatemala. That's just like a random.
That's fun.
Anyway,
the other Moon Knight. Obviously, we need to talk about this. Jake Lockley.
yeah, he's a guy.
He's in the show
in
at
it.
the very end, and
Post credits.
he drives the car from the comics
Mhm.
with the big white
And
limousine,
he shoots dudes.
and he shoots Arthur Harrow in the head,
He's dead now.
and he's dead now.
And then Godzilla shows up and
And
goes,
that happened.
And Khonshu's wearing a white suit.
Khonshu is presumably now. Okay, context
Khonshu's a
spoilers.
baller?
At the end of the
It was already
episode,
split. It's been a week and a half.
okay, but this is like the actual spoiler. Everyone knows they were gonna fight. That's not a spoiler. At the end of the episode, Khonshu is like Mark and Steven are like, all right, Khonshu, if we do this for you, no more making us a slave. And he's like, all right, fine.
That's one of the darn slaves.
and then it turns out Khonshu is still controlling the third personality that they weren't aware of. So
who is a
basically a crazy
angry
hitman.
taxi driver who
wait,
speaks
hold on a minute.
exclusively Spanish.
Even
apparently.
though apparently he just doesn't know Spanish, except for that one does.
how would
That
that
we'll
work?
see.
How would that work when they were like in the memory hall?
He
Like,
was
wouldn't-
locked
He was
in
in
the
the
coffin.
coffin.
They didn't let him out.
Yeah, but does that mean they can't see his memories?
Yes.
Why?
That is
So
exactly what that means.
has that dude been like popping out and
Yeah.
He's okay. So we
He
know
keeps popping out and killing a
we
lot
know
of
in the
people.
first episode he asked a girl out because
Was it
Mark was
or-
still married and Steven is
Didn't do it.
hopeless with women, so obviously he wasn't going to do it,
and also didn't remember.
and also
doing
didn't remember doing it. So we knew it had to be Jake Lockley.
it. Yeah.
We know that in the I think second or third episode,
He kills
Mark
some
and Steven
people.
both black out and kill a bunch of people, and then Mark wakes up and he's like, "Whoa, what happened? I didn't kill these dudes. I know Steven didn't kill these dudes because he don't be killing dudes. Someone killed all these dudes." And
that
so
happens
that
again
was
in
like
the
foreshadowing
finale.
again. And then in the coffin, and in the episode when they were like in the afterlife part, there's a third coffin because Mark had to take Steven out of one of the coffins, and then there was a third one that they didn't open because it was shaky and scary, and so they just avoided it. But then obviously that ended up being Lockley in this part. But yeah, that's all. I think
And
that
then
covers all
Mephisto
that.
showed up.
Is it? You think it's doing? They're gonna do a season 2?
Yeah, I think either a movie or a season 2.
6 seasons in a movie.
Because I know Oscar Isaac's been like, yeah, I don't know if I want to do a bunch of these, which I get,
But he will.
but
okay, they're not gonna. I don't think they do it a movie because then you would have had to see the show.
Oh, you mean like Multiverse of Madness?
No, you could have watched that without have seen.
Yeah, but you'd be like,
Not
what?
Really?
No, I mean you'd pick up, you'd understand.
So just make the movie so you understand. You don't really need to know Moon Knight's origin story. To get
I
it.
think it's either getting a season 2, just straight up.
Yeah.
He might pop up in Werewolf by Night. I still think there's a chance of that, even
Yeah.
for just a second. If they don't do either of those, he's gonna be in Blade. 100%, he's gonna be in Blade because I am so certain that Blade movie is Blade's putting a spooky
minute.
crew together. To
Is
go
that
Do you
fight
that
him.
think
guy-
that the Black Knight, Blade, and
Black Knight, Blade,
are
Moon
gonna
Knight,
be in
Werewolf
that?
by Night, and probably
Wait,
Ghost Rider.
wait,
or
is
someone else.
Blade that guy from Fortnite?
Funny joke.
Yes.
So yeah, Moon Knight, pretty good show. The parts where it's not Moon Knight fighting a big crocodile are my favorite parts. Those
The
parts are fine.
acting, I think this has some of the best acting in the MCU,
Oscar Isaac,
specifically
man.
from Oscar Isaac.
He's a good actor, man. Sad that he had to do those Star Wars movies.
Yeah, like he genuinely was very impressive. in this
Remember
show.
when he was in Episode 9?
He was in Episode 9 also, but his acting was not why that movie was
Nope.
bad.
Hey guys, I'm Poe Dameron.
Patrick. Now we can move on to a thing you watched.
Multiverse
Doctor
of Mania.
Doctor Strange and the
Multiverse of
multi-dimensional
Going into
quest
the
of
third
Asteria.
hour of the show.
PhD Peculiar.
No, we're on. Oh yeah, we are on.
and
hour 3.
the MANIVERSE of Mania.
So Patrick, What did
You want me to
think
give you the rundown?
of Doctor Strange?
Give us a rundown,
in the
Patrick.
multiverse.
Okay, so
Spoilers for
No
Doctor
spoilers
Strange.
yet.
Abnormal.
okay, well,
Never mind, no spoilers.
Without
Do
spoilers, I can say it was fun. You should probably just go watch it because might as well, right? But it's not like my favorite. It's not like, oh my gosh, this is the greatest thing ever. I thought it was gonna be like a lot more kind of tied into what happened with Spider-Man, and they're just kind of like, oh yeah, we fixed that.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't know. I think this is partially Kevin Feige's fault. He said this in interviews that like, oh yeah, Spider-Man was the catalyst for this whole
Yeah,
movie.
no,
It's like,
it was
that's
not.
just-
This movie
that's
would have
not
happened
true.
regardless. They mentioned the Spider-Man
now,
thing like in passing.
Because they were originally on Switch.
They were flipped.
They were flipped. I think originally Spider-Man might have been a bigger part of this, or maybe the result of this.
This
stuff.
would have been a bigger part of that.
But and then that would have explained the ending where like an incursion is happening,
Yeah.
and that's what he was stopping. That would have made a lot more sense. But
Yeah, it would have made more sense if they flipped the release dates for these.
so
it is how it is. The movie was still pretty good. The new character, America Chavez, I actually liked quite a
character.
bit. She's good. I want to see more of her. I feel like her acting felt a little sort of hokey at
She
times,
was fine.
but she's also really young and hasn't done a lot of Marvel stuff before.
and it's a Sam Raimi.
And
movie.
because it's a Sam Raimi movie, like he's gonna be giving you weird directions. So
well, he's a hokey, corny guy.
he's a
That's what
hokey,
you
corny
love
guy.
about him.
But she was good.
Like the part I noticed specifically this time on because I saw it again today with Patrick, where like the monster throws the bus at Doctor Strange and he makes that saw. She literally just
Love that.
goes like this and is just standing there, and then as soon as the bus is gone, she's like and keeps like running. It's like she didn't like normally you would duck like your whole body, like you duck down, but she just goes.
Oh yeah, because you know they filmed this in like a big blue room.
Yeah, and again, that's not her fault. That's the direction should have
Yeah.
been different there. She should have been told to not.
Yo, there's
that.
a freaking bus
Yeah,
flying
there's
at
a
you.
bus flying in
Yeah,
your face.
I put in my notes. Feels like it was filmed in a closet.
Yes, it does. The whole
and that's
movie.
Sam Raimi's
Well,
that's
that's-
style.
Movies in COVID, baby.
He's a very not restrained. He intentionally makes things very hokey.
Yeah.
You know what? It seemed like someone set up a green screen in a closet, and
That's the whole movie. is
It's the
filmed.
whole movie.
So yeah,
I feel like the lighting particularly
Yeah,
was
it-
very
the-
off in some
like
So-
some of the compositions, like it looked like back in the day when they had like the car driving scenes, and you can tell, oh my god, this is the front of a car in front of a green screen. Some of it looked like a little close to that.
like particularly that opening shot where it's Defender Strange and Chavez running
Yes,
through
that was bad.
running through that plane. Like that plane looks super cool. Like the light is bouncing off
Them
everything. There's like
inside
crazy
of
stuff.
it didn't look right.
And then they look because their
Looks
lighting
like
doesn't
Spy
match
Kids.
the lighting of the background. They stand out in a way
Remember-
that they shouldn't.
I told you like as it was happening, I was like, oh my god, that looks terrible.
He Tucker was literally, or not Tucker, Patrick was like, this looks like a Spy Kids movie.
Did.
So yeah, overall, I thought this was fine. I love Sam Raimi, like everything he makes. I love Evil Dead. I love the Spider-Man movies. Darkman is great. So that's
What
I was
about
most.
Army of Darkness?
I like Army of Darkness. It's fine.
I got a double barrel shotgun. Let me tell you everything about it.
That's right. No, but like that's his whole hokey, corny thing mixed with a little bit of horror.
Yeah.
I love that mix, and I think he does it so well.
And the horror in this movie, or not so much horror, but like the gore or like the gruesomeness of this movie is on a level that before this did not exist.
Yeah,
in the
freaking
MCU at all.
Strange
Wanda
taking over the corpse.
messes some people up. She is straight up burning people in the first fight. She freaking.
Oh, do you want to go?
You see like
spoilers?
the
Oh.
like scalded, burnt corpses on the ground.
So yeah, let's get into
before
the
we
movie
get
now.
by
into
the way, this is spoilers.
Sorta.
Recommend or no recommend?
Recommend.
Yeah, go see it.
It's cool.
Even
If you're not even if you don't really care so much for like the multiverse or like whatever,
don't worry.
There are
There's
scenes
not a
in
lot
the
of it.
movie that are just cool to see.
Yeah.
Like there are parts of the movie where you're just like, wow, that looks
there's
cool.
a lot
Or
of
like Wanda kind of breaking out of the mirror dimension. That was kinda
there's a
cool.
lot of
Yeah.
individual parts about this I really really like,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of stuff overall that I really really think is lacking.
Yeah.
So I think overall, Raimi did a really good job because he came on pretty late into pre-production
Yeah.
because Scott Derrickson was the original director. Who
He
did the
didn't
first
write it.
one. He left. The script was rewritten, I think, 3 or 4 times.
Because of the
The
Spider-Man
only
stuff.
credited writer on this is Michael Waldron, who did the Loki series. I think he wrote all 6 episodes of that, and he worked on Rick and Morty, I think, too. So
all the multiverse things.
yeah. So the original cut of this movie was about 3 hours, and they cut it down to an hour, and they were also reshooting it as of 3 months ago, which you can tell because Wong's hair changes in the shots that are reshoots. And the
Right,
shots
but
that aren't.
it as like a continuous thing, like as a movie, it makes sense. It's not like you could tell.
No,
Yeah.
my biggest problem with it is the plot is like
There's just a little bit too much
it's
going on.
paper thin.
Yeah.
There isn't a whole lot going on, and there's not a whole lot of rising tension.
Like, there's a lot of exposition for not a lot of things happening.
There's not a lot of payoff, and there's not a lot of tension as the movie increases.
Right, the whole movie is just like Wanda's like
Wanda wants...
I want to be with my kids. And that's the whole movie.
The pace is set up very fast at the start, and then the threat is introduced, and then there's no escalation.
Threat is introduced
really for about 30 or 40 minutes.
Like, if that one lady... Spoilers. If that one lady at the beginning didn't stab the book, the movie would have ended halfway through.
Yeah, the threat was introduced like the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, and then after that,
It's like, oh, and she's still the threat the whole time.
there's no escalating tension. There's no building of suspense.
Now, we do see her
She
sort of
does say, this
go
is me
more and
being
more
reasonable.
crazy.
but that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But there's no payoff to that until about 40 minutes
Yeah.
after that. So there's a big chunk in the middle of the movie
Where, like, no one's doing
where
anything.
it just kind of feels like everyone's walking
I did-
around waiting for
yeah.
something to
I
happen.
did kind of like, how it did kind of come to fruition, though, with the little girl being like, oh, he believes in me now, so I can master my powers. And then she opens the
I
little
feel like
thing.
it's
She
simple,
opens
but
the little.
it's, like, it's not offensive.
She opens like the multiverse window into the other Wanda's like room, and then she's like trying to freaking kill someone, and then the kids are like, ah!
Yeah.
And then she's like, wait, no, I'm a nice guy.
The ending is stolen straight from Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, so-
But honestly, that ending's good, so I'm not...
So
sad.
I have a note. It's that I think the characterization on Wanda specifically is just a little bit off. And I know people have been defending the
I think they
choices
make
made.
her too scary.
Well, the whole thing is that she is bad. She's not a good person. And then also the whole thing is she's under the influence of the evil dark magic book. But I do
Right.
think they stepped just a little bit too far into like cackling cartoon villain territory.
And
where
like
she's li-
murdering everybody. She murders so many people.
No, I think is just like the entire movie is just like, I want to see my kids. I need her power. Give me her now.
Yeah, I think the character loses a lot.
I think they revealed way
she's not
too...
very three-dimensional in this.
They revealed
she's
way
very
too...
one note.
But I feel like...
Just way too early they said that the monsters were her. I think they should have kind of dragged out the plot with like the monsters. And
Yeah,
then
maybe
realized
one
later-
more
Yeah, no,
monster.
'cause-
But like, I feel like at this point in Wanda's character, she has been presumably scouring the multiverse for give or take a few months to a year,
Right.
under the corrosive power of the Darkhold. The fact that she is so driven by this one single purpose would make sense because she's been able to think of literally nothing but this one single thing.
It's because like
it's literally possessed her.
she has the dream every night, and then she wakes up and it's like, oh my gosh, I don't have.
It's
my
literally
kids.
possessed her. She couldn't want more, even if she didn't want to be doing this. She, at this point in her in the state she's in, she's incapable of trying to do more than that.
Okay, hang on. When you know how they say the dreams are like you look
You look
into
at-
another. What if you have a dream about like you're in Star Wars?
And that's canon.
Is there just a universe where you're in Star Wars?
Yeah.
That's fun.
It's Rick and Morty multiverse rules.
I
There's
guess
there's
it's
an
just
infinity
everything.
number of them.
Yeah, I just my problem with Wanda in particular is that like it feels like they took that character who's been set up as this like very complex composition of like grief and mourning and like getting past it and like this manipulative nature to her, and they just kind of like turn that into like evil villain shooting lasers and then is disposed of at the end of the movie.
Now, she does go through the 5 stages of grief. I did notice this, be it very quickly for some stages, but she does do that. She goes from like denial, where she's like on the farm, just ignoring everything, to bargaining with Doctor Strange, being like, I was being reasonable. Just give me her. I'll let you have your own universe if you let me do this. And he's like, no. And then she goes, to anger, where she's just freaking fireballing everyone and freaking killing all the people everywhere. And then to whatever the one is after that. And then eventually, I think is depression the last one? Whatever. And then acceptance is the last one, but even the one before that.
Which in this one is just her deciding that she wants to get crushed by big boulders and die.
And she does.
But she was accepting responsibility for her actions.
Speaking of Doctor Strange,
she does have a character arc. Be it was very fast paced, but she does have a character arc.
So I think my biggest problem with this movie is that Doctor Strange really doesn't have a whole lot to do. None of the major incidents in the movie is he really responsible for. Things just kind of happen around him, and he is there.
Yeah.
Until the end. Where
when
he gives
takes over the court.
where he gives a speech to
Chavez.
Where he gives a speech to Chavez where he's going, the power's inside you all along, and you got to punch him hard in the face.
He's basically playing the same character he played in Spider-Man. Like, I'm a little mentor guy.
I think that character works really well in a supporting role, which is why I don't think he translates really well to the leading role here, especially when he's overshadowed a lot by what they're obviously trying to do with Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, I feel like his sort of main
the third
arc
movie is going to be him, because he caused the whole Dormammu thing and like the Dark World.
Yeah,
place.
we'll see. I feel like his main arc for this was sort of dealing with the weight of his choice that he made when he gave Thanos the Time Stone,
which I don't think is properly addressed.
Which, yeah, I feel like they bring it up
at the very start,
at the beginning,
and then they don't do anything with it.
And you can kind of see him sort of feeling bad about it, and Wanda obviously brings it up. With like. So I feel like they don't really finish that off very well.
Which
he does sort of kind of like accept.
And my guess there was that was probably a bigger part of the movie.
Yeah.
That then was either reshot or cut.
Yeah.
Which this whole movie, that's every Marvel movie now, it's all the Marvel reshoot computer generated imagery filmed on a blue screen machine, where it's obvious that sometimes the characters are not in the same room at the same time.
Yeah.
And they're CGI'd together. A lot of the performances seem off because it's like filmed in July, came back, filmed this in December, and then it came out a week later.
Yeah.
Like that's very apparent. And that's always, which makes these movies kind of feel like patchwork scripts, is that like stuff is written and then thrown out and then reshot and then rewritten, and they bring in a different guy. Because there's just so much
disconnect when COVID is disrupting our ability to meet. But like, there were a lot of cool, like not often do I find myself going, oh, this fight's gonna be really cool. This next scene, this is gonna be really cool. Like this one, there's a lot of those moments, like when Doctor Strange makes the soul cape, like that's really cool. When Wanda blows up the temple, that's really cool.
Like I said,
she's like breaking through the mirror dimension. That's really cool.
Like I said, there's a lot of individual moments I really like. I love the zombie Doctor Strange.
That was super cool.
Soul cape, because that's just like, that was basically just like a scrapped idea for Evil Dead 4. And then there's the scene where Wanda's ghost is infiltrating another universe's brain. Oh, he just straight up does his Evil Dead shots in that, and I love it.
One thing I did notice about the spirit cape that I didn't notice the first time, the hands are actually making like the collar part.
Yeah.
He has like hands around his collarbone.
It looks really cool.
It looks so cool.
I love it. I love that they let him do like magic spells in this one too.
Yeah, Doctor Strange actually uses like the comic spells.
Well, he doesn't in the first one. He just does orange firework circles.
Yeah.
In this one, he's shooting dragons out of his hand.
Yeah, that was
making
much
a
better.
big
makes monster hands and he stabs
Which
a guy.
makes sense because like in the first one he just became like a wizard dude.
Yeah, whereas now you can see his magic has grown a lot more.
And
powerful.
I know the thing with that is like you could just have him do anything, but that's fine. I mean, if you're gonna have an all-powerful wizard character,
that's the thing. I
just
actually
let him
do
do
know
weird
a few
wizard
people
stuff.
who were like, "What's Doctor Strange's power?" Like they'd be confused. And they'd be like, "I don't really get it. What's his power?" And I'm like,
He does magic.
Basically, he channels multiversal energy into his universe in order to create magic spells, which then allow him to do.
He's got wizard
whatever
powers.
he wants, whenever he needs to do whatever he wants.
Does big wizard things,
And he can send people into a special place where they can't hurt anything.
Yeah,
sometimes.
My notes for the other characters: Wong doesn't have
Always.
anything to do.
But he's
And
always
also
fun.
He's cool.
He's standing there and
We give him a pass 'cause
He's
he's
delivering
long.
exposition.
But he's also
always
the
he's
sole
always the
reason that
best.
Wanda is able to take over the multiverse. Because he leaves her to the place. So without Wong,
Because he does what?
Because he leads her to the like place where she's supposed to be, like the big altar.
That's part of
Yeah, because she was torturing everyone.
because it's the human exposition machine. His job is to either
Yeah.
tell you what's
Any
happening.
one of the wizards would have
tell
done
you where a
that.
thing is, or show you where a thing is.
And Doctor Strange also was like, "Hey, you know, America Chavez is at this spot."
And then America Chavez, I thought her backstory was like
Her
really,
backstory was cartoonishly
really
bad.
tacked on.
It
and
was not
terribly.
Good. I'm going to be honest.
yeah.
Her backstory wasn't great. I hope we see more of the relationship between her and her parents, or her and her moms in the future.
Or just make a version of
but
that
like
scene that isn't
when,
hilarious.
yeah, when a bee like lands on her hand and she goes,
and it just creates a
and then
portal.
the multiverse hole blows up behind her parents, sucks them into the multiverse, and then she goes flying in there too. And then I guess presumably she hasn't seen her parents since she was like 8.
But she's only like 15. It's
So
only been, like 7 years.
That's like if
yeah,
it's like if Galactus.
but if you hadn't
like,
seen your
stepped on a Lego
you know, your
and
mom's from the
accidentally
age of
destroyed half the universe.
7 to 17, you'd be that's a lot of time you lost there.
Yeah.
She's gonna find him
Oops.
like in a
Yeah.
future thing.
Mommy,
Speaking
I
of-
accidentally destroyed
I hope to
the
see their
multiverse.
relationship more fleshed out, because right now I don't
or that
care.
character.
The
really
problem
more
right
fleshed
now
out.
is that I don't care.
She feels like a Superman character, like almost like her relationship with her parents and everything. I don't
This
know. It
movie
just kinda
felt
feels
like
Superman.
America
No, because
Chavez
like even
with
Super,
Doctor Strange
well, I
in
mean,
it,
I guess
but-
Superman's like Krypton parents. Yeah, they don't matter at all. But I mean, like Clark Kent, like them, we see like a relationship with them. Like we know.
Yeah, though I'm talking
get their
about like the
vibe.
like being on Krypton and then it blows up and you're like sent away and it's like everything you knew's
Yeah,
gone.
like we don't care about his Krypton parents because he was like a baby. Who cares?
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying.
I did
similar
love the
vibes.
magic screen that displays your backstory,
Yeah, the magic exposition
Yeah.
room.
Oh yeah, the
which was obviously that was another reshoot.
Because they're
The
never
memory
in the
mirror.
same.
Because
Yeah.
also, and they were obviously like, there was probably scenes that spelled that out further, and they were like, we need to condense this.
Yeah.
Have them walk into a room where it displays their memories and just show the backstory.
I feel like Chavez needed more screen time and more explanation.
she
for
needed
her
more like
situation.
scenes to like
they
actually
probably
like,
shot
flesh out
like
the
a
character.
whole long scene like with on the original universe with the
Yeah.
parents and then scrap that and just put the little
and then just edit that scene into
Yeah.
a different thing.
Yeah, she's too like
And
she's
also,
too important in this movie to just like dismiss her backstory.
Yeah.
Like all they gave her was
well
the
they'll
one.
probably
Or
give
really-
her own movie
or really properly explain what her powers are.
I
at
feel
all.
like she needs a Disney Plus show. That's what I feel like she needs.
Don't worry, Sam. Everyone's getting a Disney. Plus
I would
show.
rather get a movie. I think it would work good.
Yeah,
as,
but I
like,
feel like she's
like an origin
not
story.
quite movie tier yet.
you don't think
Right now, she's like side
especially
character.
since her powers are like
Very simple.
useful only in very
She
specific
punches
situations.
good and makes universe holes.
But like, you punch too hard and someone's too
yeah
close. you're
I
just
could
gonna
see that
suck
as a
them into another
Disney Plus
dimension.
show as like her going through the multiverse being
Yeah.
like,
In each episode, she goes to a funky new place.
Anyway,
or like her like helping out different places that are sucking.
Yeah.
so Knight Rider with America Chavez.
Knight Rider with America Chavez universe.
Anyway,
They're not just gonna leave do nothing with her. They just introduced this new character.
I
that
also like how her
a
name
lot of
is like
people like.
America Chavez, and she has like an American flag jacket, and every time she punches something, it makes a star. She has like a very like hyper American vibe, like
Yeah.
almost Captain America levels.
You know
of
what, but I
every
think-
move I do is a patriotic thing.
I think though with like the star, for punching the multiverse whole things, whatever. I think that's just how the multiverse whole things look. Like
Just
no
all
matter
of
who
them.
does them.
Except for the
wonder-
sling ring ones are circles.
Yeah, but those are sling
but
rings. Those don't go to
those
different
can't travel the
universes.
multiverse
Except for
anymore.
when,
We've decided they don't
except
do
for
that.
when the Sorcerer Supreme said, "Doctor Strange, these are how we travel the multiverse." And
That's
he goes,
what she
"That's
said?
cool." Yeah, the mirror dimension is a dimension of the multiverse.
Yeah, and he uses he
that they
does it.
travel to constantly.
Okay,
He
so
does
why?
it in Spider-Man: No Way Home.
So why can't they go to other
Oh,
universes
because
also?
America Chavez needs to be the MacGuffin. Speaking of, this movie has 3 different MacGuffins. We have the Book of Vishanti,
Oh yeah, that's
the
I guess
evil
MacGuffin.
book. What's it called?
The
Darkhold.
Darkhold. That's
The
not really a
Darkhold.
MacGuffin because everyone
And then
already
America
has
Chavez, the character.
it. Okay, no, the Darkhold is like an opposite MacGuffin. Everyone has one.
Yeah, and it sucks no matter where it is.
Yeah.
And then we have the Book of Vishanti, which I saw the oh my gosh, we're gonna destroy it thing.
It was like a
immediately.
non-MacGuffin.
Also, that was like what a stupid thing.
It literally did nothing.
It's a
the
magic
win
book
button.
that lets you solve every problem.
And why on earth why didn't he try to get it when they fought Thanos?
Because he thought it wasn't real.
Also,
But Wong knew it was real.
Why did
The whole
Kamutage?
time.
Why did Kamutage
Well, no, he
have
didn't
the
know till he was
Darkhold?
Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah, it's
No, Kamutage
shit.
didn't have the
I didn't
Darkhold.
finish my sentence. Yeah, they did.
No, they didn't.
no, they didn't.
Or what? Who had the Darkhold then?
Wanda.
No,
Everyone.
Agatha had
Everyone
it before
has
An
Wanda did.
actual Darkhold was a building.
Agatha Harkness had a
A
copy of the
book.
Darkhold,
Which is like a transcription of the...
which is a
cave
transcription
writings.
of the temple that was carved by the first demon. That was what the Darkhold is. And every Darkhold in every universe is a different transcription of that building. That's why when it got destroyed, it
Yes.
erased
destroyed all of them.
Because that's the only. I guess that's the only universe where that building exists.
Yeah, they really were irresponsible.
Which kind of
with
makes
just-
sense because the Scarlet Witch is also like a chaos entity where there's only one of her in like the live action multiverse. So that's a thing.
Well, I guess.
I like
now
how they
there
were
will
just
never
So
be
like.
there are
one
other
again.
universes where she exists
But those
with
are
the same
Wandas.
powers.
Those aren't Scarlet Witches.
But none of them have
It
the
just
same
seems
powers.
None
like-
of them go cuckoo crazy mode and try to kill everyone.
It seems like Marvel's kind of going like all in on like the multiverse and like magic and witchcraft and sorcery and all that stuff. I kind of want them to get into more of like, you know, what it was before, which is like superheroes.
So, speaking of the multiverse,
Mhm.
one of my biggest problems with this movie is that it's not really properly utilized at all, and they go to two.
They go.
There's one scene where they're like flipping through them.
Their
Yeah.
paint.
Like one of them's paint, one of them they're a cartoon. They're in a spooky universe, whatever.
Mhm.
And then we get to the Illuminati one, which I think was 838.
I about
Yeah.
laughed when they said
And
we're the
then-
Illuminati.
And
That's
then
a thing from the comics.
we go to that, and then we go to the spooky universe where Three-Eyed Doctor Strange lives.
Yeah.
And those are really the only two we
John
explore.
Krasinski's here.
Multiverse of Madness was not a good title for this,
No.
because it isn't.
It should have been like Doctor Strange.
In the Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Like,
Because
it needed to be more like Everything Everywhere All the Time, where
It
they're
should
like
be,
going
that's not the name
everywhere.
of the movie.
Doctor Strange, magic and things.
But like
Magic Inc.
magic and things.
Doctor Strange in the spooky dookie
But yeah.
village.
And I know a lot of people were upset because there wasn't like Wolverine showing up for 4 seconds and going, "Hi, it's me, Wolverine."
But if you thought that was going to happen, you're a dummy.
and also that
You're
doesn't
dumb.
make the movie better at all.
You're a dumb head. You're dumb.
And,
you're dummy.
Don't worry, they're going to do that.
They will eventually, but right now you just look dumb.
That's the only reason to do the multiverse, because if you're not going to do that, then it's just unnecessarily complicated.
No, I feel like this multiverse thing is going to
And
be
to
a big
artificially
phase
raise the
4
slate.
thing, and then I feel like we're going to sort of distance ourselves from it.
But
after a
anyway,
while.
speaking of
We're gonna have a mega incursion.
Speaking of
I like-
the multiverse, what did you guys think of them Illuminati characters?
I want.
they
okay.
all died.
I
So-
feel like
They're
They
all really
died.
stupid.
They couldn't have mattered
So,
less.
to our audio listeners and to our watchers and to people who maybe haven't seen them,
we
yet,
had our girl power battle. Though.
That's right.
Did you see?
yeah, we have all of the classic characters. We have Captain Carter, Mordo from the other dimension, Captain Marvel, but it's Maria Rambeau,
And it's not. Yeah.
John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic, Patrick Stewart as Professor Xavier, and then the best one, of course, Blackagar Boltagon himself. Black Bolt.
hate
from
a guy, hate a
Inhumans.
there.
That's the guy who like
I-
speaks and explodes people.
I was shocked
That
that he
they-
was actually in the movie, and that it was Anson Mount
Who played him in the show?
from the terrible Garbage Fire TV show.
So for those of you who don't know,
And
there
you are lucky.
was a canon Inhumans Marvel
Canon.
show that was filmed
Canon.
completely in IMAX for some reason, and
it was 8
it
episodes
was
long.
8 episodes long, and it was so bad that so far this has been the only thing that Marvel has fully, completely denounced as canon. It is the only thing Marvel Universe related that they have explicitly said no, this does not count. All the Netflix shows, they are kind of wonky on this. Sometimes they say yes, sometimes they say no. All the the other Spider-Man universe movies, those they technically canonized. This is the only thing that Marvel has gone out and said,
No.
not this one.
and Morbius.
And Morbius. That's sort of a different
But what
thing.
did you think of the lineup?
I thought that it made sense. I feel like the fact that Iron Man wasn't there, but that there were Ultrons everywhere,
No.
didn't make
I
a lot of
feel
sense.
like-
No, the thing was they were just trying. They literally met a council of people who are like, "Oh, I know who that is." That's basically
But
what it
in the
was.
comics, the Illuminati was, I believe, this is off my memory that isn't great. Iron Man, Mr. Fantastic,
Professor Xavier,
Doctor Doom,
I think Hank Pym is on
and
it.
some other people.
I would have loved to see Iron Man.
And they were like sort of on the cusp of being evil. Like they put Hulk on a rocket ship and shoot him into
they're
space.
responsible for
because
like
they
how-
think that he doesn't.
Oh,
they
let's see.
think that he's
So
a threat.
the Illuminati was Iron Man. It was Black Bolt, Doctor Strange, Mr. Fantastic, Professor Xavier, and Namor the Submariner.
Yeah,
I like how
an
all it
all-star
took,
An all-star lineup.
all it took for Doctor Strange to beat Mordo is to just jump out of the little pit they were in. Like they just got trapped in that little like.
He's like, and I see why your Mordo didn't like you.
I like that
And
fight. That was
yeah,
fun.
that fight was okay.
I
Yeah, it was
like
just
that
funny
kind of
'cause
They
he
actually
just
had to
jumped out.
not use magic
Yeah.
in that fight.
But
He was the only one that survived. Was
I think Mordo
Yeah,
should
that's
have
true.
been like, yo.
he's gonna have to be the only protector of that
He's the
universe.
only Illuminati now.
I thought they should have teamed up. I thought it'd been cool.
But again, back to that lineup. I feel like they had like a list of people who were like, we want this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. And then like if that actor said they were unavailable, they like swapped them
Switch
out
it
for
with
their
this one,
backups. Like Professor Xavier, Mr. Fantastic, maybe Black Bolt were like, we're gonna have these guys on here.
Yeah.
And then it was probably like Tom Cruise Iron Man, maybe Namor, and like someone else, but then
Yeah.
like they couldn't get the actors, and
So,
so then they were
yeah.
like Captain Carter,
And
fine.
I feel like they needed one
Maria
character.
Rambeau, fine.
They needed at least one character who wouldn't have been immediately one shot by Wanda, because all
Yeah.
of them except Captain Marvel logically dead immediately.
Literally.
Yeah.
Speaking of, did you feel like it was wasted having them show up and then immediately
Die
all kill?
instantly.
I feel like it was wasted in a sense, but okay, this is a universe we're never going to see again, let's be real.
No, yeah, you're right.
And these characters have potential to show up again in our universe. So the fact that they're dead isn't really that important. And also it immediately gave Wanda a much heightened sense of threat.
Right.
Yes.
Like it wasn't even the real Wanda. This is just like a sort of dream-walking version of her. And she just killed this universe's
Wait.
all of their Avengers.
Right. And so now that we've seen these people, we know they exist in our universe, right? But maybe not like as
Not
super
in the same
Somewhat
way,
at
yeah.
some time.
Like Mr. Fantastic we know is going to be in the Fantastic Four movie because
I
And
think-
is it going to be John Krasinski still?
We don't know,
yes.
but presumably
Yes.
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 Speaking of, do you think he did good?
I think he did again.
He
I don't
didn't do anything.
Exactly. That's my biggest.
Yeah,
problem
I think
with
he did good enough. I want to see more of him though. I feel like
He
I didn't
should've
get to
just-
see enough.
He
I-
should have just dialed
was
up
just
his
like,
kids.
Okay, the fact that he was introduced as the smartest man alive and then immediately was like, hey, yo, Black Bolt here is
Black
gonna
Bolt, this is
nuke you,
his
bro.
one
He's
weakness."
gonna kill you, man.
Bro,
And one
he
was like,
should've
oh,
just-
he is? Well, now he's dead.
He should have just been like, "Hey kids, I need you to go."
Hey,
go
Frank,
real quick."
Frank, can you come here? Can you come here? We got a universe
Hey,
bender
little,
here.
hey, little buddy.
I mean,
Yeah, can you just
get-
can you just
Just do it real
erase her
quick.
from every single multiverse? Thanks.
This was like not his story, and you know, he was
Yeah,
there.
I feel
No.
like people expected too much from these characters.
obviously they did this because the internet's been wanting it for like 10 years, right?
Yeah, I feel like the internet.
Regardless of whether or not it was like the right choice, they were gonna do it because people wanted it to happen.
Yeah,
Um,
I think he's a good
I
choice for Mr. Fantastic.
don't know if he is.
I just feel like we didn't really get to see him do anything.
We don't even get to see him stretch.
He kind of stretches once.
yeah, like a little bit.
Yeah.
And then
couldn't
Wanda
even
just
tell.
goes noodle.
Yeah, Patrick after
And
he
then she
stretched.
turns him into spaghetti.
After he had stretched, Patrick was like, "What's his power?" And I was like, "Oh, he stretches." But like,
That's good on Mr. Fantastic.
or no, maybe it was Nick that asked. Someone asked me. I don't
Probably
know.
Nick. Nick Pride. What?
But
No offense.
my point is, I feel like he can be like he's a talented actor. He
yeah.
easily looks the part. He could definitely play the part.
No, my problem-
We just didn't really
He
get to
looks the
see
part.
him
My
do
problem
it.
with it is like the character of, and they'll probably change this because he's now attached. But the character of Reed Richards is like very cold and calculating and like distant.
Yeah.
And John Krasinski as an actress kind of appeals that he's like kind of like a lovable goofball.
I think they'll make him more of a family man in the MCU.
Yeah, definitely. They're
I think-
they're 100% gonna pivot.
I think they'll already have the established relationship between him and Sue Storm. They'll be husband
Yeah.
and wife. Their kids, Franklin and the girl.
you think
one.
they're already gonna be in it?
I think they'll already be alive. I don't think we're gonna see them have. Maybe post credit scene we'll see them have powers, but I don't think their powers are gonna manifest in the first movie. I think it's just gonna be that they exist really. But I think they are gonna go that more family man character with Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, they're not
which
gonna-
sure is not 100% accurate.
but
to
that
the
fits
comic.
the actor better.
But it fits John Krasinski much better than basically just Iron Man without personality.
Anyway, that's pretty much everything I have on my notes.
Yeah.
I feel like he needed,
Tech time.
Doctor Strange needed to see more Doctor Strange.
Post-credit scenes.
Right.
First one is weird.
I'm
and
very
stupid.
I don't know how they're gonna continue off of that.
So the movie ends.
Are they just going to do like where the movie starts and they've already solved whatever that problem is?
So okay,
Like pull an Incredibles 2 and just
Yeah, or is it going to be like an Incredibles 2 type
so
thing?
the movie ends with a sick Danny Elfman guitar rip, and then Doctor
Wow.
Strange screams in the sky,
in
and
pain,
a
and a
third
third
eye
eye
pops up on his head.
Yeah,
And then the post-credit scene is
he's chilling.
he's just fine.
He's good.
He's just wearing a scarf.
His future wife and alternate universe Dark Dimension Sorcerer Supreme copy of himself
Clea,
walks
played
up-
by Charlize Theron.
walks up and goes, "Hey, Doctor Strange,
Gotta
you
do
caused an
magic."
incursion, I guess. It's time to go fight a guy."
And they're like,
and he
"Epic,
goes,
gamer."
"You know what? I am gonna fight a guy." And he puts his uniform on, and she goes, "Universe cutting knife." And then they jump into the dark dimension, and it's like, what? Huh? That's how I felt, anyways.
I like how this whole movie was like closure for his relationship with Rachel McAdams because
Uh-huh.
she's not coming back.
And they're establishing,
And then
this.
they immediately replace her in the post-credit scene.
and the character that they're replacing her with, to be clear, is his wife in the comics.
Yes,
and they have a very established.
currently in the
relationship.
comics, he is dead, and she is the Sorcerer Supreme
Yeah.
because they needed a way to replace Benedict Cumberbatch when he decides to quit.
Yeah.
he expensive too.
Very expensive, but yeah, I thought
Benedict
that was kind of
Cumberbatch?
funny and like that was like the cartoon version of what a Marvel post-credit
Yeah,
scene
that
is.
was like a parody
Where
of a
it's
Marvel
just like
post-credit scene.
we gotta get ready for the next one, baby.
Yeah.
New character, let's go.
It was very weird, and I don't know how they're going to pick up from that moment.
They're gonna pretend like it didn't happen.
I think they'll cold open with whatever that problem is. I think the next movie will start off where Doctor Strange and, I guess, girl Doctor Strange will very quickly neutralize whatever threat it was that she was mentioned. That she mentioned.
Doctor Strange, Sam. She's Dormammu's niece.
So Dormammu's niece and Doctor Strange will quickly neutralize whatever the threat was that she was mentioning.
And then there'll be a different threat that they also have to take.
Then they'll come back to regular universe, and a new threat that is more powerful and maybe sometimes kind of related to the first one will start to arise, and Doctor Strange will start to feel the effects of the Darkhold.
And they're not gonna
or
get...
they'll reveal that he created some sort of spell to keep the effects at bay, but it's not perfect, and it's sort of
Yeah, because
messing
right
him up.
now it just looks like it's only a benefit.
I think it's going to be like sort of like Iron Man 2. Yeah, sort of like Iron Man 2, where he has to come up with a new way to keep the effects of this at bay because it's like killing him.
And then at the end he can momentarily turn evil and she can fight him and use the power of love to
bring him back, and that'll be what keeps the spell at bay, is being in love with his wife.
Power of love.
So yeah,
This is a
I don't know
CW
what
show
they're gonna. I don't really know how they're gonna pick up off from that. And then the second post credit scene was great.
And then
I liked
she
it.
goes,
Yeah,
It's just
Bruce
the guy-
Campbell. Who doesn't love
I
Bruce
heard
Campbell?
people at Joe's restaurant that is nearby. They were
Nondescript Italian restaurant.
nondescript Italian restaurant. We're telling my boss like, oh, the second post credit scene. Oh, you don't skip it. No, it's
How dare you?
No,
gross. You don't need
it was
that.
just
I'm like,
the
no,
dude who was
that's
like,
the
oh,
funny one. I like that one.
That's Bruce
gonna-
Campbell. He's a national treasure.
He's doing
and
a
you should
goof.
stay for his thing.
He's doing a goof.
he's gonna be
yeah, I saw people on TikTok be like,
hitting
I
himself.
waited for this. This is stupid. It's like, no. It's
Which is
just a
exactly
funny
the one that
joke.
happened with
And also
with
the-
Spider-Man too, where
Yeah.
Captain America comes out and,
And
goes like,
also-
"So, the movie's over."
I hate the idea that like they're owed something for staying behind. This movie doesn't owe you crap.
Yeah.
Don't act like this is like what you paid for.
You didn't pay for the post-credit scene. And if you
No,
did,
if Sam
You're
Raimi
stupid, you're
wants to
dummy.
put in his high school friend hitting himself, he can do it.
yeah. So that was all well and good. I think that pretty much covers Doctor
My other
Strange.
question, my last one is: should Raimi come back for the third
No.
one?
I think he should. I think he has a much clearer view of Doctor Strange than anyone else.
I
does.
think he should, but I think he should co-write the script.
Yes, I agree. I think number one, he needs a little bit more oversight. I think he did a little too many Raimi-isms. It was a little too goofy, I think, sometimes. And he definitely needs to co-write the script. But I think when it comes to,
Because if he writes the script, it'll fit his tone better.
yeah, when it comes to the look of the movie, the magic aspect of it, like the actual composition of
Yeah.
like the characters and the way the characters look and the way they do
the
all the
way the
things they
movie is
do,
shot,
that
yeah.
was so much better than the first one.
Yeah.
The spells are so much more visually
The
interesting.
first Doctor Strange is one of my like top 3 Marvel movies.
Because like,
So-
well, I mean, like from a visual perspective.
I know.
And also
but,
the
like,
camera
as far
movements
as,
are
like,
so much more
story,
dynamic.
Which I know he's not responsible for the story, but like, I don't know, it just didn't feel
Yeah,
right.
I agree. The story in the first one is better.
Honestly,
I agree
I would give him more control.
yeah.
Because I would have him do the third one, but don't have the third one be like, we have to set up America
If he does
Chavez.
the next one, he needs to be more involved with the
Well,
script.
I would have him do the third one. I would have him co-write it
Yeah.
with somebody else. And I would also not have him be like, you also have to set up America Chavez and the multiverse. And
Yeah.
you got to put Mr. Fantastic.
he had a
in.
big thing.
I
There's a
would
lot to
do just go, hey, Sam Raimi, what Doctor Strange
like,
movie do you want to make?
This
And
one
then he
is
gets
just
to make
like
what he
so
wants.
unrecognizable as a Doctor Strange movie from the first one.
Yeah.
That
Well, that's because of the pivot.
I
in
feel like some
director
of that
and
is
writer.
like when it comes to the magic. I'm talking specifically like the way that the power system is set up. In the first one, there were 4 spells:
Yep.
orange thing,
Orange Shield.
mirror dimension.
Yep.
Um,
Orange Fan.
what was the other ones I was gonna say? Is it just those
Orange
two?
Whip.
There's making an orange thing and mirror dimension.
Yep, pretty much.
And those are pretty much the only 2 spells that they use for the whole movie. There might be others, I guess, having like an enchanted item. Those are the 3 spells that they have, right? In this one, and like I know you made the argument like he's been studying a while, he has a lot more spells. The Sorcerer Supreme in the first Doctor Strange had been alive for thousands of years and still only used make orange thing. Oh, I remember what the 4th one was, is astral projection. Those are the 4 spells they use. And the Sorcerer Supreme only makes orange thing, does mirror dimension, does astral projection, and has magic item. That's
Yeah.
it. They don't do anything other
I
than
like how
that.
the only
Whereas in this
qualification
one,
to be Sorcerer
like there's that
Supreme is
cool
just
fight where they're
give,
fighting
like,
with
the,
music
like,
notes and it's like
regular stuff.
playing a
Oh,
song.
yeah, I forgot to mention that.
And
I love
he's
that
like,
scene.
he wins the fight by like strumming an extra note, and it like blows up the thing. That
That was cool.
When he's like making monsters come out of his hands, and he's like shooting dragons at people.
Yeah. Like, I just want a whole movie of that.
Okay, but it was some of the things just were. I mean, they were very Sam Raimi. It was just I didn't like them though. Like especially like in the beginning with like the whole everything in the city, that whole battle with the weird thing. I don't know. It just didn't feel.
It felt very cartoony.
It didn't feel like.
Yeah, this felt like a episode of like
It felt like
Avengers.
it was from ages ago, not like how they're doing things currently.
Which is kind of his thing, which is what I like about what
I don't
he
know.
does.
It's just so it's so different in style from
well,
everything else
I think
we've
it's
seen.
it mostly feels different.
I feel
'cause
like
different
when-
director, different screenwriter.
Yeah,
like the entire
one that-
and
creative
the
team was changed.
score, it was a different composer.
It was a
than the
different
original.
composer, a different editor.
Michael Giacchino did the first one. This was Danny Elfman. It was a lot of yeah, like just
I think
trombone.
there are a few
But
big.
you love trombone.
I do, but that was like
I feel like the
Wow, it
big
was a
problems
little too
this
much.
movie had will be solved in the next one because number one, COVID was a thing during this one. They couldn't film with everyone
Yeah.
on set. That creates a lot of disconnect between the
plot
characters.
of this had to change
the
entirely.
script and the director didn't
Were
have any
both
relation
switched
to
out.
each other and had both been switched out, which caused a lot of sort of disjointed, story things going on. And there was a third one I forgot. But I feel like if those 2 things are fixed in the next one, where we have the director have a direct influence over the story, the script is consistent, and the characters can actually
Yeah.
film together and play off each other like they're meant to, I feel like the next one will be a lot stronger.
Yeah,
I feel like most of the weaknesses of this movie are not really the movie's fault.
Yeah. What I would do for the next one is bring Mordo back. Probably move a little bit back into that storyline.
Yeah, that we
didn't
just
go
sort of
anywhere.
gave up on.
I don't know. This whole movie, it just seemed like it was kind of took everything off the rails.
I would
Yeah.
scale it down a little bit.
It seems like a spin-off of Doctor
It
Strange.
took
Yes,
it does.
100%.
It took everything off the rails, and then at the end, it took it even further off the rails. Like, oh my gosh,
What I would
This feels very much like a spin-off of Doctor Strange.
I would move into the crazy magic stuff. I'd move
Yeah.
into like fun adventure with mystic artifacts and like all of that Doctor Strange characters, and I would make it a little bit more focused on him.
I kind of want it more grounded. Like, I don't want it as just absurd with the magic stuff.
I
don't know.
want the absurd magic, but the grounded character.
I want Doctor
I want the
Strange to have an
character to
arc.
be the main focus. I want it to be a character-driven story, but then also we have
also
cool
it's
magic
driven
scenes.
by him and not
This
other
was
people.
him. I don't know. Doctor Strange, like, what's his name? Steven?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't really have any.
Yeah.
about
I
his
want
character.
the grounded character-focused story of the first one,
Right, 'cause
mixed
in
with
the
the
first
sort
one,
of
it's like-
aesthetic of this one.
And the first one, it's like, I'm a dude, I'm a doctor, you know, I have these normal dude problems.
Yeah.
And in this one, it's like, yeah, I'm a wizard the whole time.
Yeah.
And I'm only a
We
wizard.
never see. Well, we see him at the wedding, but that's really it. And even
He
at the
really
wedding,
doesn't
he leaves
struggle.
to be a wizard.
Right. I just want more of him as.
Yeah, I want to see
person.
more of the personal life of Doctor Strange in the next one, mixed with the sort of more fun magic of this one.
Because, like, I like the more interesting, like, personal stuff with, you know, him in the relationship with his ex-girlfriend. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that would have been fun.
I feel like if we
more.
can get the story back to a simpler story, and we keep the more exaggerated magic, I feel like that will help focus the movie a
This
little
felt
bit.
like-
This movie wasn't very focused.
I
There was a
know-
lot of things. There was a lot
This-
of different stories going on.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Wikipedia page.
This movie felt
I
like
found that they went through 4 credited screenwriters.
Oh my gosh.
4 different screenwriters.
Yeah.
in
it
pre-production.
felt like
You
it
could
was
tell.
too big to be like just a Doctor Strange movie. Like Scarlet Witch is such
It
like
wasn't
a
that big, though.
huge.
Yeah, it wasn't that
Well,
big.
like it feels like it's supposed to be bigger than it is. Like Scarlet Witch is like
There's
reality.
It feels like
not. The
altering,
stakes never feel
It
real.
feels like we
Yeah.
had a bigger cup with less in it. Like if Doctor Strange 1 was like this Gatorade bottle and it was full, like that was good.
The payoff
And
of
then
this
this is
movie
like-
was like this much.
This is like if you took the same amount of Gatorade that was in this bottle and you poured it into like the giant ones that they only sell at Dick's Sporting Goods, and that was the movie. Where it's like it's a bigger bottle, but the same amount of stuff is in it, so it
Right.
just comes off as kind of empty.
payoff this big.
because
Yeah.
this whole movie is just Scarlet Witch want to do that thing. Oh, she
I don't know. The
doesn't
more
wanna
I
do
think
that.
about
No,
this movie, the less I like it.
no,
But
yeah,
it's still like just. I mean, you can see
no.
it.
With the whole
It's still cool.
the whole lack of stakes thing goes back to my problem with the multiverse in general, where because that is not properly explored or like set
Yeah.
up, the stakes of that's being destroyed is never really feels real because we didn't really get a good look at that or what that means.
Yeah.
And so the stakes doesn't ever.
I wish they.
ever really feel as
I
large
wish
as
they
think
showed
are.
what happened at the end of Spider-Man. Like,
Everything's fine.
yeah, but how?
He's poor now.
Yeah.
I feel like
Everyone forgot Peter Parker.
I feel like
No,
this
not
movie.
that. I'm talking about with the multiverse.
oh, everything's
thing.
fine. Oh well, Vulture's in Morbius, and that's what
That's
really
the only
matters.
thing that actually changed.
That's the stupidest thing to possibly happen.
The multiverse is crazy, Patrick. It's a
Anyways,
multiverse of
but,
madness.
we can move on.
Yeah,
But
we can move
anyway,
on.
I wanted to finish off. I just want to say I feel like the story was weaker,
Yes,
absolutely.
100%.
but there were enough cool scenes and cool visual effects in this movie that I feel like it's still worth seeing. The story, don't expect the story
Also,
to be as good. The
There's
story's not as good.
There's nothing coming
but it
out
looks
for like
cooler,
3 weeks,
in my opinion.
It does look cooler,
So-
but it's not cool.
So
it's,
Yeah, it
So-
looks cooler, but it's not.
So
cool.
currently-
it's like you put a fresh coat of paint on like a rusty car.
And you didn't really like get all the rust off, but you got most of
and
the
then
rust
you got
off.
a really good driver, but the
You
car
just-
still sucks.
you
You got a really good driver, and you didn't tell them how to drive the car.
It's like someone punched a hole in the wall and you just kind of like taped over it. You didn't really fix it.
It's like if you
I
let
think it's
four
where,
different
like I
guys
said,
make
I
a
think it's
car.
like a 6.5 or a 7 out of 10. It's not the best Marvel movie. Definitely not as good as Spider-Man or some of the other recent ones, but it's still fun enough. It's still a very fun movie to see.
I'd give it like a
I would
5.
put it on par, maybe like around where Captain Marvel was, or
No,
maybe
because
Oh,
Captain Marvel was
dang.
just not good.
just above.
That's bad.
I don't know.
I would give it a solid like Saturday matinee. Like it's Saturday.
Tucker, shut
There's
up.
not a whole
what
lot
are you
left to
talking
It's the
about?
only movie out right now.
Yeah.
It's what else are you gonna see?
Right now, May looks like this. We have this coming out this last weekend.
You had Secrets of Dumbledore.
Week after
but
that,
was-
nothing.
I'm trying to think of
Week
the,
after that, nothing.
like what Marvel movie is
And
closest to this one in terms of like how good it is, like quality.
Age of Ultron.
Yeah, I think it probably Age of Ultron,
probably around there.
This movie
yeah.
was just kind of like
where it's like
meh.
I don't know. You have 27 other options.
that's what I'm saying. I'm just thinking which one is the
Iron Man
closest.
3.
Iron Man.
Yeah, Iron Man 3, honestly, too. Because that one, like,
Thor
there's still a lot
1.
of cool scenes, but it wasn't exactly. It didn't get it right.
Anyway,
This movie felt like someone skipped to the climax of like a long
Oh,
story, but
And then didn't tell
but
the
the
rest of
first
it.
half
you
of
know
the
what?
story
We'll save
didn't
that.
happen.
I have a question, but we'll save it for next week because it's going to be a whole thing.
Okay, well,
But my other thing is, if you should see this, because there's nothing else to do. Because right now May is Doctor Strange, and then like 2 weeks of nothing, of like 3 weeks of nothing, and then Stranger Things 4, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Top Gun Maverick, and the Bob's Burgers movie all in one day.
Why did you count the Bob's Burgers
Bob's
movie among
Burgers.
those?
Because that's literally anything else. There's nothing else coming out for the rest of the month.
Yeah.
okay. Well, I don't know if you
And
wanna-
every dad in the whole world is gonna flock to Top Gun Maverick.
Hey, Bill,
Yeah.
you bake somebody
I don't know if you want to
beans.
get into tech time because we've been going for a long
No,
time.
we can do it. This is
Weekly
There's one thing, and
This
it's
isn't
Fortnite
long. This is
news.
just sort of a thing that I feel like is the end of an era.
Fortnite news.
Apple finally stopped producing iPods. Like they are making no new iPods.
You know why I think they did it though? It's
Moment of
'cause
silence for the
Their
iPod.
supply chains are so incredibly screwed up right
And
now.
maybe because no one's buying it.
And no one buys iPods.
Okay, true. It's
And they're sitting in
What
a
is it,
warehouse
like 6
somewhere
years
taking
old?
up space.
Yeah. So number one, they
When's
haven't.
the last time they made a new one?
That iPod came out, I think, when the iPhone 7 came out. I believe is when that iPod came out, and then they haven't updated it since then. So that's like
I think
5
they
or
put
6 years ago.
I think they put a more updated processor.
no, they have not changed it. It has the same processor as the iPhone 6s, I believe.
like an A8.
Yeah. It's not a great device.
Like the same one they were putting in the old Apple TVs.
Yeah. So it's not a great device. It's outdated. People don't buy them anymore.
It's small.
It's small.
It doesn't connect to the internet or to cell service.
It doesn't have cell service. It's just not a viable product anymore. But I feel like the iPod is what made, like the first iPod is what made Apple the company that it is today. It was the first device where it was like, it was half technology, half fashion statement.
But Apple's also having like kind of getting away from that, but Apple's
It's so
having
late that my phone's telling me to go to sleep.
Apple's having like mega issues with supply chains because one of their manufacturers in China, like the people are being forced to like sleep in the factory because COVID stuff, right? Because they're on like mega lockdown, so they've like revolted, and
Good for them, honestly.
They're not making the Apple products anymore.
Good.
right now.
You know what? I can take not having Apple products for a while if the slave camp in China want to revolt.
right.
That's fine.
But we're also seeing like all the other supply chain issues. If you go on their website to try to like build a MacBook now and like have it delivered to you, it takes like at least 90 days.
Yeah.
So they're having a lot of screwed up issues.
But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that because it's like the end of a cool.
If you want to get an iPhone this September, you need to order it in like the first minute of pre-orders.
which you won't be able to do because they'll go away instantly.
I just want to say,
Weekly Fortnite news. Scarlet Witch and Fortnite. That's
Oh
it.
yeah, that's
Next
yeah, that's
one.
okay.
I just want to say that for this like half this episode, Patrick's been like sticking his leg in the air in front of his face.
If you're listening in
it is
audio.
definitely not visible on camera.
No, they can see me.
They can
Also, Spy Family Good Anime.
They
Watch
can't
it.
Yeah,
see you,
watch
I'm
Spy
blocking
Family.
you.
Spy Family's great. Watch Yo Boy Kong Ming. Surprisingly good.
All right, everybody,
I have
thank
no
you
idea
for
what
listening
that
to
is.
this.
We have a
I don't know what
rumor
it's talking
time.
Oh, I don't.
Amber Heard has reportedly been pretty much completely cut out of Aquaman 2, save for 10 minutes. And you deserve it.
Awesome, great. Should be cut out from the movie and should be replaced
They
with
should
Amelia
take
Clark.
all the money they paid you. Also, take that
And
back.
also, yeah, and then take all that money and give it to
Well,
Johnny
she
Depp.
did do the work, to be fair, so she paid whatever. But like,
She shouldn't have been hired.
Yeah.
And she sucks and is a terrible human being.
Johnny, I
Thank you,
hate
everybody,
you.
so much
Johnny.
for listening and watching the podcast. We will see you
next
Next week.
Have a good one. Bye bye.
I'm Patrick.